Now, preview time. So let's take a look at what's coming your way.
The Jeff Meacham Network's Multiverse of Media. For over 15 years, the recognized symbol of excellence and the standard bearer in coverage of sports and entertainment.
It's Wednesday. You know what that means. We are back here once again, but this time it's once again that annual tradition as we go to Arthur Ashe Stadium. Welcome everybody to the Jeff Meacham Multiverse of Media, where our live watching event tonight we will bring you our coverage, our reactions to everything that unfolds at AEW Dynamite Grand Slam. Hello everybody, and welcome once again to the Jeff Meacham Multiverse of Media. You know what this is. I'm the Simple Man of the Simple Brand and the voice of the Jam Man. And my name is Noah Foster. With me, as always, is the Grand Slam Renegade tonight. Damn it, of wrestling, JJ Williams. And it's good to see everybody in the chat. And JJ, good to see you. It is pay-per-view level TV showcasing. We got bouts for respect. We got championships galore. And we will finally see if somebody can step outside the Ocho's shadow. It's trial by fire for quite a few tonight, just outside the heart of New York. How you feeling about tonight?
You know, man, I am looking forward to this. Granted, it was under dubious circumstances, you know, with James kind of stepping away, but I have really started to enjoy doing these AEW watch-alongs with you, almost as much as doing the WWE and my NXT ones, damn it.
But you digress.
There was a point in time where I just really didn't feel comfortable stepping into the chair to sit next to you for AEW coverage. But within this past, I'd say 3 to 6 months, I've become to get a little bit more comfortable doing it. I feel better about my knowledge of the product to where I can actually, throw more than, oh yeah, I remember when that guy wrestled on the indies out here. I knew him then.
Right.
Type of drops, to stuff like this. So I'm looking forward to this, man. And this is another big show. Granted, it's a TV special, but this is right up there. This very easily could be, as you said, a pay-per-view for AEW each year. If they begin to expand their horizons, like is being rumored, there's rumors that swirl on a regular of a deal with Max becoming closer and closer to being an actual thing. And the main thing that gets thrown around in those rumors is that if that happens, their pay-per-view presence is going to go up to 12. Grand Slam very easily could be a pay-per-view for them, or a PLE if they were going to be streamed on the Max app.
I would probably add Fighter Fest and Fight
Winter
for the
is
Fallen
coming.
Yes, winter's coming. I almost literally forgot about that. I mean, that literally closes out AEW. And they don't really have like a New Year introduction. I mean, they also have, let's keep in mind, I don't know whether or not they're even going to do it because I haven't heard any talks about, but as you know, we're approaching the anniversary of Dynamite. They usually do AEW Homecoming from Daly's place, which is in itself is special, considering that is the home where AEW truly first began, and also where it truly was able to breathe life into us as fans during the pandemic. So the idea of it going to Max for me just leads to nothing but more positives. And in this over competitive world of the professional wrestling industry, no matter what company you look at, no matter the scope, you gotta keep trying to deliver more and more products. So I can kind of understand them going to the once a month format, as long as at the end of the day, the quality meets the quantity, which sometimes is easier said than to be believed. But for the most part, AEW, even when it becomes the same week of build, they rarely miss.
This is very accurate. And you figure, like you said, their exposure would grow exponentially because people that have the Max app then just have to determine, do we want to pay the $5 or $10 a month bump to go from what I'm already getting to include the AEW stuff? Does their Dynamite, Rampage, Collision back catalog get added to that also? Are the pay-per-views included in all that, so that we get away from the $50 a pop format, especially if they're going to go to 12 shows a year? That automatically needs to drop, because you're going to make money on the shows that have been free for the most part up until this point. Like we said, this Grand Slam, Winter is Coming, Fight for the Fallen, Fighter Fest,
Quay at the Lake, they did that once.
There's 4. Then you figure Revolution, Double or Nothing, All Out, and Full Gear, so there's 8. You add in Forbidden Door and All In now, there's 10.
Wrestle Dream,
if that becomes an annual thing, yep, so there's 11.
Which means, to speculation, what Madman, you want to talk about a guy that doesn't sleep. I think TK doesn't sleep. Good God almighty. Please take care of your mentality, sir.
I say just make the Owen tournament a pay-per-view each year. And just have the one show be the Owen tournament.
That's exactly, you took the words, that's exactly what I was thinking, because again, you ran down the gauntlet of specials that I ran each year. Speaking of running down, again, to those that are tuning in just right now for the first time, welcome again to the Jeff Meacham Network live watch events here on the Jeff Meacham Multiverse Media, where we keep you in tune with all the biggest shows, all the biggest happenings, and everything going on in all things wrestling. Shout out, of course, to the entire W family, of course, on Twitter, where we all were born out of AEW, for we are ATW. Good to see you on the chat. And DJ Mutt King, thank you for that. We'll definitely address that here. But just to keep in mind, folks, during the actual context, if you want to get to the conversation, super chat at Casting Steel. This man monetize, if you will. Show him the love. Super chat. It's as simple as that. But again, the possibilities for me and All Elite Wrestling continue to just excite me with what this company, again, can't stress enough, 4 years in existence, have already proven to rise to the occasion, if not surpass expectation. And yes, like anything else, you have that idea of, okay, this is happening backstage. Okay, and you got this sort of conflict. You got this sort of like confrontation. You got this sort of combustible situation. That's the nature of the industry, folks. At the end of the day, read what you choose to, perceive how you wish, but just enjoy life and enjoy wrestling. And DJ just brought up another good point. That's true. I didn't think about that. Duh. New Year's Smash. They also do the Holiday Bash and New Year's Smash exclusively for the holidays. Although, to be fair, the other companies kind of do that too as a TV thing. The only difference is Impact Wrestling does that as like a memory lane type thing. WWE and AEW do that as their own special thing. So maybe necessarily doesn't need to be part of the Max thing, because I feel you do have to have a balance of premium content, which is what the Max app should be for. And you do need to have once in a while the TV specials to keep you going, such as our Ass Stand, which has really become a highlight each year. We've had debuts, we've had big moments, we've had shockers, we've had championship changes, and if nothing else, the devil we welcome home in open arms, which I'm sure we'll talk more about here later. But thank you for that, DJ. I forgot about that.
Speaking of shockers and debuts, let's just go ahead and get the elephant out of the room. You know, DJ Mudking, Zach, regular contributor to the Stat Boy Sports Bar.
Appreciate it.
Do we see Edge tonight?
Oh, that tease by Christian. What did he say when he set up this match? I was not with my regular partner. Imagine the ultimate opportunist taking the opportunity to make a debut on a grander stage in AEW at the expense of Sting and AEW original Darby Allin. It screams potential to happen. And again, Edge is not clear of where his future leads. We just know for now he is done for now in WWE in ring. We don't necessarily he's done with the company. We know nothing. But if I'm going to look at Opera Ash Stadium, last year during Rampage, Sting got help from the freaking great Muda. I would not rule it out, considering Sting is once again in action on Grand Slam Rampage, and you need a big moment for that show, even if it will be recorded tonight, as we will, of course, cover it Friday, as we are hashtag spoiler free.
Yes.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say yes. Well, wait, it says tonight. No, not tonight. I'm going to go out on a limb and says he shows up on Friday, because I look at the card tonight and I'm like, where does Edge fit in showing up, unless they further the idea of this tag match and Christian Cage tries to pull a swerve, pun intended, and call out Darby Allin, because I do think they have to set up more for, as we learned, Rampage Grand Slam, which will be 2 hours. So clearly there's going to be some intermediate contest tonight, but I don't think you want something to overshine the likes of Kingston and Clark with how much build you put into that. MJF and Samoa Joe with how much build MJF is as the AEW original, the world champion, etc. I think you save Edge personally for Friday, but for those that are in attendance, it wouldn't surprise me if he shows up tonight, because I think it's very likely. Your thoughts, JJ?
When he first said about his normal partner, obviously, immediately thoughts went to Edge.
Right?
But, I mean, Edge is one of those guys that I always thought of as a WWE lifer.
Fair.
He was your Shawn Michaels. He was your The Rock.
Undertaker.
He was even Undertaker came from WCW.
That's true. I didn't think about that. Continue.
That's the only reason I didn't say Shawn Michaels either, because, I was going to say Stone Cold. Excuse me. Well, Shawn Michaels came from the AWA, but most people don't remember that.
No, they don't.
Austin came from WCW.
That much I do remember.
So, I didn't throw him out there, but you think about the guys that have just been WWE cultivated, homegrown talent. I've always thought Edge was just going to be one of those lifers.
True. I mean, Jeff Hardy went on to TNA, so.
And now AEW. Would I be surprised to see him here? I think I would. Does he do it? I'm scratching my head. The best part about if he does do it is that all Tony's got to do is talk to Alter Bridge.
Yeah.
WWE doesn't own the rights to Metalingus. They just license it.
Right.
So
Thankfully.
all Tony's got to do is talk to Alter Bridge, license the rights to Metalingus, and he can use the same song. They can even just re-record him doing the "You Think You Know Me" to play at the beginning of it, and bam, just virtually the exact same thing.
It writes itself. The screen goes black, and all of a sudden you hear "You Think You Know Me," and the place explodes. By the way, I love the adjusted set. Apparently, a big old curved screen, by the way, too. Look at AEW slowly upgrading their presentation. King, good to see you. Shout out to my brother from ATW. We are ATW, of course. Stay tuned for me and the King of the other ATW fam for a new ATW impromptu next week, following or pre-reviewing Wrestle Dream. Oh, next week's going to be busy as hell. John Cena, yep, that's another OG straight out of the OVW. And truth be told, I would say he is definitely WWE lifer. I could never see that man showing up anywhere else.
Well, the funny thing is that if you talk to him, as you know, me and Jeff have that insider scoop. Right. There was a period of time during the Money in the Bank angle with Punk where he was that close to going to Impact.
Brother. And Vince like, oh no, you're not gonna dismiss me, the satisfaction. And then of course Triple H rise to power, say John Cena.
He was so over it that he was that close, but he chose not to.
There's only 2 times I can recall in Cena's career that he was just over it. It was that moment and the moment where you thought he wasn't going to be part of WrestleMania 31 when Stephanie reminded him, it's not what WWE would be without John Cena. It's what John Cena would be about the WWE. And a big piece of humble pie that day.
Yeah.
Just saying. Matthew, good to see you. I don't see her showing up, but it could be boss time as much as I'm not a fan of her either. Again, fans are fans. I just think Tony needs to stop doing debuts and try to elevate the talent he has. Well, you say that. Let's look at this card. Again, MJF is the AEW World Champion. He is AEW original. He is a generation talent. He is truly, I would say, one of the faces of AEW. Eddie Kingston is that anomaly that has made AEW his home and has grown successfully from it in the fans' eyes and in himself. You look at, of course, Chris Jericho that led the likes of Sammy Guevara, Daniel Garcia. Of course, Sammy and him right now, trial by fire. Daniel Garcia finding himself as the most technical sports entertainer. People like John Moxley and Ray Phoenix still leading their own the way, showing what they could do up to a single standpoint. There is several AEW originals, I like to call it, that Tony Khan has cultivated and elevated. Chris Statler is another one of them, and she has been a nonstop presence weekly when it comes to her and the strength of the TBS Championship. Coming off, honestly, JJ, in my opinion, her 2 biggest wins and probably her 2 best matches in her career.
That's fair. That's fair. Something else to keep in mind, and I saw the person who I'm going to discuss here post this earlier on their Twitter. What? 1 year ago, Saraya debuted.
Yes, that's right.
Tony Storm was the champion then.
But yes.
Now, a year later, she's the champion and she's facing Tony Storm. So going back to the whole boss time thing, 1 year later, for her to make her debut would be a very interesting thread to tie here.
Especially right before the precipice of Wrestle Dream, where you wonder if the former IWGP Women's Champion might be involved in that show, which already has me salivating.
Especially since Mercedes Moné is the one who injured Saraya, costing her career all those years.
And it goes back to JJ's favorite phrase, which I will let him say right now as I simply do the nod.
Long-term storytelling.
Simple as that. I do think we're in for some sort of surprise tonight, though. I just feel like Arthur Ashe Stadium is a special stage for moments like that to unfold in AEW. And that being said, JJ, we are literally just a little bit under 10 minutes out. Why don't we go ahead and bring people up to speed with what's ahead tonight? Let's go ahead and talk about this first match here, which I do feel like people are going to kind of sleep on. But for those that don't know, this is the second time that Jon Moxley and Rey Fenix have faced each other in singles action. There's, of course, coming off that previous bout that was a banger on Dynamite, where Rey Fenix got clocked with a crowbar, was ran off, not powerball in. Jon Moxley right now, the third AEW International Champion, fourth defense in 18 days, JJ. Let's put that into work ethic here. Of course, an original of AEW. He right now comes in here, once again, trying to see if Rey Fenix can, put up or shut up against him. Rey Fenix looking for revenge and looking to take his championship. For me, it's one of those things where I do wonder, what can we expect of Jon Moxley on this run? To what extent? What caliber of challengers in and out of AEW? Again, Wrestle Dream on the horizon. Can we expect, now that Orange Cassidy's been humbled and no longer champion, he kind of feels like he's missing a piece of himself, I'm being honest with you, from his latest vignettes. But I do think Rey Fenix is again going to show us how incredible he is from a single standpoint. If nothing else, I look at this as a showcase match. Because with Jon Moxley, he tests you. He pushes you as far as you can go. And he expects you to push him as far as he can go before he bleeds. But I digress. I think this is going to be a fun match, though, but I don't see Jon Moxley losing the title.
No, I don't see him losing either. And the whole reason I did this match first is twofold. Number one, the International Championship seems to always be the kickoff match. And number two, this is the match I care about the least. I mean, no disrespect to either competitor. I like Rey Fenix and Penta as the Lucha Brothers. I like Moxley, Dean Ambrose. I like BCC. I just could care less about this match. In my opinion, and it goes back to what happened at All Out, I don't think Moxley needed this belt. I think it was a step down for him. I would rather see Orange continue defending it or losing it to someone who could actually build their career up like he did with it. Mox doesn't need this.
Maybe they think Jon Moxley's the guy, though, to build somebody else up bigger than Orange Cassidy because Jon Moxley is the more recognized name. And again, like I said, you want to talk about last year. What was Jon Moxley doing this time last year? He was in the finals of the AEW World Title Eliminator Tournament, bringing AEW World Championship out from the dark to light, facing Bryan Danielson. And he beat him while MJF was watching on with that poker chip in hand. I'm just saying. And if this keeps Jon Moxley out of the World Championship picture, but still contributing to try and elevate or at least give talent a showcase, I think it's still a good thing. So, and again, Orange Cassidy, he went 31 defenses in less than a year. He has to be damaged goods or Bruce Fruit. In my opinion, he kind of needs a break. So
no, I definitely agree he needs a break, but I feel like a defense here could have been where Orange lost the belt on this big stage. Not quite pay-per-view, but still something extravagant because it's Arthur Ashe Stadium. Damn it. And just had survived Moxley and lost it to whoever here.
That's fair. I mean, I mean, again, before he lost to Jon Moxley, who did Orange Cassidy beat with a surprise crucifix pin after being dropped in his head twice? Again, I don't know how he survived that. His brother, Penta Ciampiero. And I would love to see a battle of brother versus brother. But speaking of battle of what you think impromptu is brothers versus brothers, this match, not just the headline, but the underlying headline that's not on the screen. One word, Jay, that defines this: respect. Will we finally see it tonight between Claudio Castagnoli and Eddie Kingston? This is Eddie Kingston's home turf. It's do or die here for the Mad King, in my opinion. There is no other result for him, in my personal opinion, besides get the win, or he's done.
I agree. My question is do they do a title change here, or do they do some kind of schmozzy finish?
Last year,
I don't see Claudio taking the New Japan Strong title and being a double champion. And I don't see Kingston being a double champion.
Oh, I'm nervous.
That's what it comes down to for me is
fair.
I don't know how much Claudio goes to Japan, so forgive me, but I don't see him getting that belt because I don't hear his name in a lot of New Japan shows. And maybe it's just personal bias against Eddie Kingston, but I don't think he's worthy of being a double champion. I can concede giving him the Ring of Honor title. I can't concede him being a double champion. He's just not worth it, in my opinion. He's not that good.
It's almost one of those things where Claudio keeps saying you had so much potential and you failed to reach it. Cape Rare, good to see you, by the way. And honestly, it goes back to Opera Ash for me 2 years ago. It was 2 years ago in Opera Ash Stadium where Bryan Danielson took on Kenny Omega in an AEW World Championship Eliminator match. It went to a 30-minute draw. Now that I think about how personal these two go back, you look at the video package narrated by Taz. You look at the sit-down interviews of Priest Coleman and Tony Schiavone. You look at the fact they used to live together. Went for Chicago, went for Ring of Honor, went for the Indies. Eddie Kingston said, Claudio went to the land of make-believe. Everybody said, Eddie Kingston, you had this potential. You fell in love to it. You just have a pity party. Eddie Kingston admits, yeah, I get it. I push everybody away. That's the disease I live with. But this is my home, and there's one thing I always have with me no matter what. That is hope. And he has the biggest form of hope possible. His family and his home turf. This is Yonkers. This is New York. The only way that I could see this somehow still not even being settled, but still have more life to it. I even told you, I thought they were going to draw us out the final battle. I did not expect them to do this. The whole thing that caught me off guard was title versus title, but I look at more at this personal vendetta. I remember that Paquette says, Eddie Kingston, you need to freaking fix this. I don't think it gets fixed tonight, and I really don't think it gets settled tonight. I think this goes to a 30-minute draw. I think that this still continues. I just cannot see Claudio losing the prestigious Ring of Honor Championship, nor Kingston losing the first singles title he has since 2018 that goes back to truly what saved his life, Japanese professional wrestling. I can't see neither of these men without the title on their shows in this graphic, and that basically makes it somewhat easy for you, JJ, in my opinion. I hope for a draw or no contest.
Yeah, I would say either a time limit draw or do a finish like they did with Max and Cole, where they did a double pin. You know, both men's shoulders are down, both men are covering the other, ref counts to 3, and that's how it ends. You know, you can even try and do the 5 more minutes, though, and be like, no, you had your shot.
A man without honor will never be Ring of Honor World Champion.
And then where I do see this being settled is Final Battle.
Thank you.
It will be the final battle between these two men. That's where Eddie gets the ROH title.
You and I talked about, you even like had the second guessing, how do they bring it out to Final Battle? Here's your bridging point. Period. Again, for me, this is the most emotionally driven bout on this card tonight. This one has my attention the most and concern.
See, and this is the one that I care about the next least as compared to Moxley Fenix. And that's only because of my personal feelings towards Kingston.
Which is
I've never been a fan of his.
But again, you talked about Marilyn Monroe. Excuse me. You talked about Toni Storm, who, I'm just going to say it right now, she's lost her freaking damn mind. And of course,
her whole promo thing cracks me up, though. Chin up, tits out, and watch out for the shoe.
All right, before I let JJ lead this feature presentation of a match, JJ, I'm going to ask you straight out. Does Toni Storm throw a shoe tonight during this match?
Oh, absolutely. I would be pissed off if she didn't. Legit, dude. It's like watching... It's like watching Abuela with the chancla. Like, for real. That's what I feel like it's coming to with her throwing the shoe, for real. I think Saraya keeps the title. Because I think Tony's had enough time with it, and they need to build some legitimate new champions. We can't just keep having the same 5 people, you know, in the title picture winning the championship.
Yeah,
I think Tony loses. I think maybe Mercedes shows up so that we can set up Mercedes versus Saraya at Wrestle Dream, because that's a money match right there, especially when you factor in, as we discussed earlier, the fact that Sasha Banks, Mercedes Moné, is the one who injured Paige Saraya. So to have that callback 5-6 years later, whatever it is, for this championship at Wrestle Dream, that's money.
With a capital M, not Monet. That's Monet with a Y. And I agree again. You saw Monet was there at Wembley Stadium seeing Saraya win the championship. King, I still stand by what I said. But yeah, the fact that right now Toni Storm is literally just outside the epicenter of Broadway and throwing this theatrical character dynamic into her showcasing, I'll say it, it's bloody brilliant, but it's still ridiculous. And Muhammad, thank you, by the way, for tuning in. Wow, I'm tired. We hope that you enjoy the pre-show conversation as we are just mere seconds away as I got credits now for whatever's on TBS. And
Big
again,
Bang
folks,
Theory.
there you go. And again, folks, we are about to go live for AEW as we look at this trial by fire and proving ground. It wasn't surprising this is actually the opener, JJ, considering, again, you talk about AEW Day 1, Chris Jericho. By the way, let me know when you see Brits on your screen.
When I see who?
A Britt Baker on your screen.
Oh, she's already been gone.
Okay, we're good.
I'm ahead of you. I'm at the AEW logo.
All right, I'll let you know when I'm there. And then, of course, I'll do my intro. And we'll, of course, keep talking with you folks during the picture-in-picture. Don't worry. As, of course, AEW logo. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, professional wrestling fans of all ages, you see the beautiful skyline of the NYC. It's Wednesday night, and you know what that means. AEW Dynamite Grand Slam is live, and so is our coverage here on the Championship Multiverse Media live virtual event tonight. Hello, everybody, and welcome once again to the Championship live virtual event here at the Multiverse Media. You know what this is, I am the Simple Man of the Simple Brand, the voice of the J-Man, and my name is Noah Foster, forever all elite, here tonight with the Grand Slam Renegade, JJ Williams, packed capacity crowd on hand, and there you see the Ring of Honor World Champion warming up with Little Yuta. Again, will Eddie Kingston finally rise to his potential? Will respect be earned? Who will leave with 2 championships? A lot's on the line tonight, JJ. Are you ready to go?
I've been ready.
Hey, Riccaboni, it sounds like the voice of Ring of Honor on the call. It looks like this will be our opening contest.
Wow.
Oh boy, talk about
We're
starting
starting
off high.
with that. Wow. Okay.
And like I said, 2 years ago, Kenny Omega, Bryan Danielson opened up the Grand Slam with a 30-minute banger that went to a no contest. Claudio Castagnoli, who has been the reigning Ring of Honor World Champion now for 284 days, a 6-0 record this year, but he's already had 10 defenses, including most recently against Rocky Romero. And as we saw in Call JJ at AEW All Out, it was Claudio Castagnoli with a Yuta that got the better of Eddie Kingston and Katsuyori Shibata with what he calls his Swiss death, that ridiculous, rapid European uppercut. I can't recall the last time I saw a match won by something as simple as a European uppercut. And Claudio did that on pay-per-view.
It's because Claudio's the GOAT, dude. I love Claudio Castagnoli. Who better than the Swiss Superman to win a match with a European uppercut? I'm just saying.
Who's better with European uppercut than Claudio Castagnoli? I dare you to find a better name.
William Regal?
We'll talk more about that later. He's not active. I'm not. The caveat.
You didn't say better active competitor. You just said better with the European uppercut. So
that's fair.
You figure Regal was a mentor for Claudio Castagnoli, so it makes perfect sense.
How much sense does it make for Eddie Kingston to open up on his home turf in what he calls home, his family, his land, the land of those that grown, that came far from desperation, came from the streets, made it to the big leagues. He never left the Indies. He still says Claudio left him, refused to do business with him. Eddie Kingston stayed true to who he is, and whether you agree with it or not, Eddie Kingston is accepted what he is, but he cannot accept the fact that Claudio Castagnoli has not worked with him nor shown him respect. It is not just about 2 championships here. It is about selling a rivalry that goes 15 years in making and hopefully in conclusion. Title versus title. It's our opening contest, JJ.
Here we go.
Good Lord Almighty. I'm just waiting for that bell to ring. Listen to this crowd. Bell rings. We are underway. Look at the emotion right now in this audience here.
They're ready for this. They know what they are there for. Oh,
And right now, oh God, what a boot! And the Chapel are starting off hot. Again, we saw what happened with these two at Supercard of Honor. And we saw how much of a fight Claudio Castagnoli got out of the Mad King. To this day, that is the longest Ring of Honor World Championship bout in Claudio Castagnoli's illustrious reign. Oof.
both men just trading punches and chops back and forth right now.
Well, I mean, you're talking about Eddie Kingston. Nothing from him is going to be pretty, but it's damn sure going to be physical. Oof. You talk about Eddie Kingston's toughness. You talk about Eddie Kingston and his potential. You talk about his roughness. Yeah, he's not the guy you expect to see on your marquee, but he's proven how much love and how much he's willing to give to professional wrestling, even coming back from a hernia surgery earlier this year.
Yeah, I will give Eddie Kingston that. You will not be able to deny his heart. You can take a lot away from Eddie Kingston, but you cannot take away his heart.
Yeah, it's hard enough, though, to win here tonight. Even again, we talk about a home field advantage. How much does the home field advantage play with you or goes against you here in AEW right now? He's just willing away against him against the barricade. You talked about Claudio Castagnoli, how great he is, but again, he has no respect for Eddie Kingston. Well, oh, God! And there was no respect for that short-range lariat.
Well, but see, why should Claudio respect him? It's like at the end of the day, Eddie Kingston is just jealous that Claudio Castagnoli got a deal with World Wrestling Entertainment and he didn't.
You ever wonder if Eddie Kingston actually wanted to go to WWE? I've heard him in multiple interviews say he doesn't agree with that style. He doesn't like it. I mean, again, we talk about the style of Eddie Kingston. What does he hold himself to? He said professional wrestling saved his life, and that's Japanese pro wrestling, the King's Road style. Oh, the dragon screw leg whip. Damn, that move has to suck. That's about as King's Road as it gets. Kick to the knee. Again, we talked about potential, missing potential, not given the chance to show the potential. There's the gut wrench by Claudio. No potential there, just straight up power.
Ugh.
Gut
Swiss
wrench,
Superman there.
gut wrench power slam of sorts, turning Eddie Kingston up and around and planting him hard down the mat, finding Philly back at his knee. Again, how far does the hatred go with these two beyond what we've heard in these sit-down interviews? Again, Eddie Kingston said, Claudio used to live with me. He met my mother. He met my parents. Eddie Kingston dropping to a knee.
Yeah, I don't know how personal their hatred is, but I've seen their rivalry go back to their days on the indie scene. I have watched them in matches before, both single and tag. Claudio with Chris Hero, part of the Kings of Wrestling, and Eddie with whoever he could wrangle up to take them on with.
Yeah, we've seen Claudio Castagnoli roll up a high-class caliber of athletes nowadays, and Bryan Danielson, John Moxley, Wheeler Yuta, and of course under the tutelage and guidance of one William Regal. Of course, he also, like you said, back in Ring of Honor, he was part of the embassy under Prince Nana for a period of time. And of course, the Kings of Pro Wrestling, Chris Hero, the Hurricane to the top of the head of Claudio. And Claudio just used his head quite literally to block that spinning back fist. That's innovative. And Claudio right now hooking at Kingston up. Oh!
Oh, right onto the entrance ramp.
That's an LED entranceway, by the way. Gee. It's one thing to get back suplex on a freaking padded floor. It's another thing to get back suplex on an LED ramp with absolutely no get.
Wheeler Yuta showing his support, trying to rally Claudio Castagnoli on from the ringside area there.
And Raymond, you're fine, brother. We appreciate you. As we appreciate everybody here on the Multiverse of Me. Again, thank you folks for tuning in. Please subscribe, comment, and tell a friend. Of course, Wheeler Yuta recently challenged Eddie Kingston for the AEW Strong Championship. So we talked about the battle here for respect, but let's go ahead and talk about the material.
Oh, stomp on the fingers.
Well, I mean, that'll definitely render that Hurricane spinning back fist weaker. Nice clothesline, bringing Eddie Kingston back inside the ring. And thank everybody that's watching across all the channels here in the Multiverse of Mia. Please support everybody here in the Multiverse of Mia and all of our content, whether it's sports, movies, reviews, wrestling, Power Rangers, and everything else in between too. You never know what you'll find here on a daily basis here on the Multiverse of Mia. And we're happy to bring our passionate content to you. Oh, God, double stomp.
Claudio just dominating right now, just really picking apart Eddie Kingston.
Of course, Claudio Castagnoli, the Ring of Honor World Champion, a title with over 20 years of legacy, as you know, JJ, held by so many greats. We talk about Jay Lethal, Samoa Joe, Adam Cole, CM Punk, the late great Jay Briscoe, God rest his soul, Najee McGuinness, and of course Bryan Danielson. Oh!
James Gibson, the former Jamie Noble.
Produced now WWE. Oh God, uppercut! How am I doing right there? It's a cover hook in the near leg. No.
Actually got to see James Gibson defend the Ring of Honor title in Pro Wrestling Guerrilla.
Hey, we freaking talk about Genesis. I mean, you think about Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. Is that not what I would, in my personal opinion, would you call the genesis of many of the wrestlers, the superstars you see today in all the major companies, where it's AEW, Impact, NJPW, WWE, you name it? I would say PWG was literally the breathing ground for professional wrestling, in a way.
It definitely was a major one. A lot of people joked back in 05-06 that PWG was actually just Ring of Honor West Coast because Ring of Honor never came out this way at that point.
That's fair.
And you would see a lot of those type of names coming through PWG. But yeah, I mean, there were times when Fit Finlay and William Regal would come and scout at PWG. And then you look at how Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn and Adam Cole and Claudio Castagnoli and
got suplex.
Kenny Omega and Walter and all these guys that came through Guerrilla are now big time names either in AEW or WWE. The Young Bucks.
Right.
You know, even referees like Rick Knox is a former PWG referee. Excalibur, the commentator, was Pro Wrestling Guerrilla wrestler and commentator.
Based on what you just said, I almost would think that PWG was almost like the pilot of what could have been at the time All Elite Wrestling. Big G, good to see you, and I don't think Eddie Kingston enjoyed seeing that sliding lariat. It's Claudio with the cover, bring the arm inside the ring, 2 count only as Kingston grabs the ropes. When I went to an airport, Jamie Noble was one of the people that would fly out of it. Oh, well, there you go. I wonder if he flew Delta.
Right.
If you know, you know. I've only flown Delta once. That's a story for another day. Actually, it was just a simple 1 hour, 8-minute flight to Nashville, Tennessee for Slammiversary 2021. It went perfectly fine for me, but I digress.
I've heard horror stories. I usually go Southwest or JetBlue.
I'll keep that in mind if I ever fly out to California or whenever I might take a flight again. It won't be anytime soon, I assure you. I don't have that type of money.
No, we need to get you out here to SoCal, though, Noah.
I know. Ugh. Again, you see Eddie Kingston, the defiant act, sticking up the burr with the left hand while Claudio works the right hand. Again, the right hand is what Eddie Kingston uses for the spinning back fist, the Hurricane. We talked about the legacy of the Ring of Honor World Championship. For those that don't know the legacy of the title Eddie Kingston has, it is called the NJPW Strong Openweight Championship. It represents NJPW of America, previously held by Kenta, won by Eddie Kingston at the Independence Day pay-per-view in Corrigan Hall, and he's had one defense with it so far against with a Yuta. People in New Japan Pro Wrestling, though, that have eyes on it include but not limited to Tomohiro Ishii, Shingo Takagi, and United Empire's Hinare. And Eddie Kingston right now up on the shoulders of Claudio. Oh!
Oh, God.
Big TKO. That might be it here, JJ Double Champion. No.
And we are officially back from the commercial break of TBS at this point.
The desire, the destination, the determination. Again, Eddie Kingston talked about the mentors, though. He wants to hold the Ring of Honor Championship with the likes of Low Ki and Hernandez held it too.
Look at that, just disrespectful boot to the face. Like almost an Orange Cassidy style nonchalant kick that Claudio's given him. Like, you're not even worthy of my energy.
Yeah, but look at Eddie Kingston, though. It's not wise to fire up the Mad King. We've seen Eddie Kingston in this state before, JJ. You think he's down and out. He somehow still continues to fight a way back in. And let's not forget what Eddie Kingston said. He will literally die for this championship. All a backslide too. Ooh.
The scary thing is I believe him, and I don't want to see that happen, despite my personal feelings for him.
Look, and nobody wants to see a death in the middle of the ring. I'm just saying.
No.
But I wouldn't mind seeing Kingston finally live up to the potential of the moment. Oh, 2.5. Again, that left arm was uncovered. You saw the way the Kingston distributed his weight. And stay tuned, folks. We'll be back this Friday, me and JJ, for AEW Rampage Grand Slam. 2-hour special Friday, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on TNT. And we'll keep you in tune here on the WWE Multiverse Media too. And again, we are hashtag spoiler free for not only Grand Slam, but for SmackDown as well. Again, this is AEW Dynamite Grand Slam, Opera Ash Stadium. Our opening contest, title for title, over 15 years in brewing. The Ring of Honor World and the NW Strong Championship, both men showing the scars of battle. Look at Claudio's chest, JJ.
Oh, yeah, I've experienced that before.
Yeah, you could talk first point from that. You took a little chop off in a name of respect. And look at Claudio right now asking for more from Kingston. Oh, well, straight jab will definitely drop you. Just popped him in the mouth. Even with a bad
but what
right
damage?
fist.
I was going to say, what damage did that do to Kingston, though? Like, you could see him wincing and shaking it off there.
It might be, yeah, again, though, you got to put your own body at risk. Again, what does it mean to be a champion? What does it mean for these two to actually end this? Who wants to end it more, Claudio or Eddie Kingston?
I think Eddie does.
Well, again,
I don't think Claudio cares at this point.
I think Claudio just wants to move on.
But Eddie feels like he's owed some kind of like closure.
He's been looking for it for 15 plus years, according to the story we've heard with Shakara, with Ring of Honor, with AEW, with this unfolding. The fact that these two have not met each other prior to AEW since before 2010, when, like you said, Claudio, aka the former Cesaro, became part of WWE. And of course, rise to success, United States champion, WWE Tag Team champion.
Definitely set a bar for the tag team division within WWE.
Ain't that the truth? And I think he's setting a bar tonight for Ring of Honor World Championship. Again, we talk about the legacy of this title. Of course, Claudio Castagnoli, this is his second run after winning against Chris Jericho. And again, the mindset of Claudio has completely changed. It's not about passion. It's simply business. If someone's going to beat me for this title, they have to be better than me. And we still ask the question, can Eddie Kingston actually achieve that? Well, not with a freaking, oh, God! Well, now with a combination like that, Claudio hooks the leg, gets 2.5. Woo! And Matt Helms, good to see you. Appreciate you also here in the chat. And we've seen Claudio Castagnoli literally ask everybody to step up to him. Whether it's Rocky Romero, whether it's Robbie Eagles, whether it's Pac. Well, and a backslide, hook both legs, with a roll through reversal. Oh, my goodness. Oh, it takes three. Oh, God. Well, that might do it. Cover. 2. No.
Almost a deja vu of All Out there.
Yeah, literally. The Swiss Death, that freaking uppercut. And you see the frustration now building in Claudio. Might be looking for the uh-oh.
Is it time? Ricola.
And he got all of it covered. 2. Got the shoulders. No.
Not enough. And Claudio is pissed right now. That should have done it. The Ricola bomb has put away so many people.
This crowd coming up to their feet, though, man. This is truly a battle. Claudio Castagnoli versus all of New York City. This is beyond Claudio Castagnoli versus Eddie Kingston. This goes beyond a championship. This is about closure, as you alluded to.
Oh, he took off the elbow pad.
Yeah, he's looking to knock Eddie Kingston's lights out. You hear John again. You'll never be better than me. You'll never earn my respect. Oh, again! He clocked him! And again, a second one with the left hand. A half and a half. Eddie Kingston trying to mount a comeback. Spinning hurricane. And now, the Northern Lights bomb. Shinzo Kawada is meant to cover to Eddie Kingston. No!
Not quite. And now Kingston's pissed.
Oh, my God. Was that Eddie Kingston's best shot, though, JJ? He might be mad, but he knows he's in the driver's seat. Again, can he finally hone this so-called missed potential that everybody has doubted him, cast him aside? Claudio Castagnoli is down and out right now. Eddie Kingston needs to capitalize. Hassan, good to see you, by the way, and congratulations. And right now, Eddie Kingston, I don't know what he's looking for here. Maybe a power bomb or a pile driver.
Maybe he's
big
going to
man.
go for the neuralizer.
That neutrally has a good point. Oh, get up. Oh, the Hurricane on instinct with the bad right fist. And again, lifting him up. Power bomb. High stack cover two. Eddie Kingston has done it. Eddie Kingston has done it. Eddie Kingston has done it.
Wow.
Eddie Kingston is the new Ring of Honor World Champion. And still AEW Strong Champion. And with this win tonight, Eddie Kingston has finally, I think, found closure and risen his potential. In the eyes of New York City, a king has truly been crowned. Eddie Kingston is now a double champion. Eddie Kingston did it.
I am shocked. I'm not going to lie.
And you and me both. Holy hell. Eddie Kingston, who held himself up to his mentors, Loki Hernandez, who held himself up to the forefathers of Kings Row, including his hero Kawada, who literally said his life was saved with pro wrestling. He has finally vanquished his greatest rival. Eddie Kingston has defeated Claudio Castagnoli and is the new Ring of Honor World Champion. Oh,
now, the $1 million question, Claudio's extending the hand. Yeah. Looks like he's finally willing to show that respect to Eddie.
There you go. Wow.
Handed him the belt. You could tell he didn't want to, but he still showed the code of honor, shook his hand, and handed him the belt.
Eddie Kingston has not only earned respect, but has finally found closure. Eddie Kingston, the new Ring of Honor World Champion, crowned tonight at Dynamite Grand Slam. Thank you, Claudio Castagnoli. Truly the utmost in one word, respect. Goosebumps here. Proud and powerful, homegrown, hope realized Eddie Kingston is now a double champion.
Did you see him mouth the words thank you to the crowd there, Noah?
Again, the people saved his life. It was wrestling that saved his life. It's the people that never left him. The fans, his family, his passion, and finally Eddie Kingston has risen to the ultimate occasion. Ladies and gentlemen, Eddie Kingston is your new Ring of Honor World Champion. What a phenomenal moment. Congratulations. All hail the Mad King. Well, as we go back from, as we look back from last week's events with Roderick Strong, as we try to recover from, that was a bigger moment than the Yankees winning the freaking World Series.
Right.
Oh, brother. Let's go ahead and take a look at the chat here as we just got a little bit of vignette. We'll talk more about that with MJF and freaking Samoa Joe. Good match. Now time to get Claudio out of the Blackpool Combat Club. That's a fair shout out. And your new World Heavyweight Champion, Eddie Kingston. Yes, sir. Mad King is now a dual champion. Absolutely earned it. Swerve Show, good to see you. I have not yet seen that because I've been working nonstop. Speaking of working nonstop, Adam Cole might as well be doing the same thing. Adam Cole at Roderick Strong's bedside.
And I haven't seen it yet either, Swerve Show. I do want to check it out, but I have not given it a look yet.
And stay tuned for the Renegade of Wrestling and the Renegade of Reviews. And I'm sure we'll give you a great review on that too. If you haven't become a member yet, become a member today because there's a lot of great content brand and a lot of great content to come, including our next subscriber choice call, which will be some point before the end of the month, I believe. We'll talk more about that later.
Yeah, unfortunately, every time I put the final vote up, it comes to a tie. So I don't know if you just want to call the 3 matches that are a tie.
Hey, why not?
Try to get it to break down again. Okay. You why not?
Man. Yeah, why not?
So we are going to be calling then Fall Brawl 97, Chris Jericho versus Eddie Guerrero. Unbreakable 05, Christopher Daniels versus AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe.
Yes.
And In Your House 10 Mind Games, Shawn Michaels versus Mankind.
All right, then. That is the loudest bed I've ever heard in my life. What hospital is Roderick Strong in?
The same one where we got Bedpan McMahon.
Possibly. Again, will someone else be sent to the hospital tonight? As I'm sure that's going to be our main event. The Devil returns home to New York City. Maxwell Jacob Freeman, MJF, still defend the AEW World Championship against Samoa Joe. Is someone getting killed? And will someone finally get out of the utter shadow? Because coming up next, it's Trial by Fire as Chris Jericho goes one-on-one for the first time ever with Sammy Guevara. And that's coming up ahead here on AEW Grand Slam.
And this is one we didn't really get to talk about the pre-show, so this one I am the most looking forward to.
Do tell why.
Because I feel like this is make or break for Sammy Guevara. I feel like if he does not defeat Chris Jericho here, he will never truly ascend to the main event. He will never get out of Jericho's shadow. So it's do or die time. And I think Sammy Guevara is going to do it, despite the fact that I was not his biggest fan. He's definitely won me over here with his work in the last few months. Jericho is a legend, undeniable. Nothing is ever going to take away the Ocho's accolades. But at this point, he needs to just kind of be the Steam guy and just take a step back and let other people shine. He's been in the forefront of AEW since its inception, whether it was the Inner Circle or the Jericho Appreciation Society. He just needs to be a background figure for about a year.
It is one of those things where, again, he has literally been a cornerstone of this company's face, not only in value, but in development. He's covered all roles. He's covered all titles, including the Ring of Honor World Championship. He even said himself with Sammy Guevara in the face-to-face. People like you, like Anna Jay, like Daniel Garcia, if you're going to go to the next level, you have to go beyond Chris Jericho. But particularly with Sammy, he doesn't think he's ready yet. Now, is he truly saying that because that's what he believes? Or does that what he wants Sammy to believe to push him to truly show that he is ready to go to that next level? You said it yourself. Let's go ahead and look at the history with these two when it comes to their encounters, their confrontations. At one point, Sammy walked down on Jericho because Jericho and MJF were becoming more of a thing than Les Sex Guys was since episode 1 of AEW. You fast forward the clock, though, these two have been in several, whether it's Inner Circle or Jericho Society. Previously, we saw Chris Jericho and Sammy involved in a fatal four-way for the Ring of Honor World Championship at Full Gear just last year. And Sammy was pinned Jericho for it. And Sammy and Jericho have not had the greatest 2023. Jericho has lost not only to Action Andretti, which also led to his contract. He's lost to Ricky Starks. He's lost to Adam Cole, baby. And he just lost to Ospreay at the biggest event in wrestling history in Wembley Stadium. Sammy Guevara, he had a chance to fit a four-way in the main event of Double or Nothing for the World Championship. He fell short. To his accolades, he is a three-time TNT champion, but those reigns are pretty much missable and forgettable. And more so, everything else that he has accomplished has been overshadowed or guided by Chris Jericho. Tonight, we're going to see the fight of Sammy's life between these two. And I do think Sammy needs to pull it out, or he's going to be ever stuck in limbo or purgatory. Oh, no. And as I talk about being stuck, let's go ahead and get stuck with the self-professed greatest father of all time and the self-proclaimed face of TNT holding the title that's not his.
But you know what? Ever since that title, belonging to him or not, has been draped over Captain Charisma's shoulder, it has begun to mean something again.
Damn it. You're not wrong.
And we talked in the pre-show about how Edge could fit in to tonight. This match right here, Jericho versus Sammy Guevara, is how he could fit in, as Jericho and Edge are former tag team champions.
And Christian adding another wrinkle to the TNT picture. He's figuring of giving Darby Allin another chance in a triple threat against him and Luchasaurus with Sting banned from ringside. Wait, what? Hold the phone. So Not only do they have the tag match at Rampage Grand Slam, but if Darby survives that, Christian is offering Darby another chance at the title in triple threat against both him and Luchasaurus with Sting banned from ringside. Did I hear all that correctly?
Yes, you did.
That's quite a hellacious bargaining chip.
But now a moment of silence as Arthur Ashe Stadium has their Judas moment.
All hail the Ocho. And Lionheart, the Wizard, La Demo God, La Champion, the Influencer. Insert catchphrase, insert name here. There's only one Chris Jericho with a Dynamite singles record of 26-7-1.
He truly is the Madonna of the wrestling industry. Constantly reinventing himself to fit in with the modern day trends.
King of innovation, king of reinvention for 32 years at freaking 52 years of age. Aubrey Edwards will be our official for this match, by the way. Aubrey Edwards, of course, the official for Chris Jericho's first ever match in AEW against against him and Adam Page for the AEW World Championship. You want to talk about people that go all the way back with Chris Jericho in AEW? Aubrey Edwards has pretty much been under the influence of Chris Jericho when it comes to her development and also her key timing in referee situations. Who can forget Stampede going to the coach's tent? But that being said, that's still afterthought here. To go with your point, JJ, again, Chris Jericho, the first ever AEW World Champion, former Ring of Honor World Champion, multiple time WWE Heavyweight Champion, the most occurring Intercontinental Champion, and of course, a former IWGP Intercontinental Champion. Now looking to finally see if Sammy Guevara can go to that next level. Oh, why I got black screen? What the heck's happening?
I was going to say, this must be some kind of grand entrance for Sammy.
Wait a second! Well, Sammy did say he idolized Chris Jericho, right? Does that look familiar, JJ?
Yes, it does. All hail the Ayatollah of rock and rolla.
A light-up vest and a live performance. All right, Sammy. Sammy Guevara looking to go to the big time tonight. Again, the last member of their circle and their side member to stand by Chris Jericho. 2023 singles record of 10-2. You think about the lyrics of Sammy Guevara's theme, "The future of mine's on the line." I would say that's pretty much definitive with this match tonight.
I completely agree. You know, like we said on the commercial break, this is do or die for Sammy Guevara. If he loses this match, he may as well go home, take care of his wife, and be dad.
Of course, we want to see Time Elton next year. Again, congratulations. I wish you all the best and the safe delivery of your newborn daughter.
Big Easy right there. Here we go.
Nice live performed by Easy, by the way. All the stars out tonight, once again, are for Ash. Isn't that right, King? I know you're watching. Yes. And what's funny is, remember what they said? After this match, let's go after the AEW Tag Team Championships. Originally, that was the direction that Chris Jericho wanted to take Sammy and himself in. And now we have this new development. And it's one of those things we look at it all the time, whether it's tag teams by heart or tag teams just made based on invention. There's always going to be one that wants to outshine the other. In this case, we know which one outshines the other. Sammy needs to prove to Jericho that he can out-wrestle him tonight and outsmart him. Oof. Brother, since day one here at AEW, just squaring off here. Oof.
Now, is it a brother's situation, or would you consider it more father and son?
Well, I did say back at AEW Double or Nothing in the Fatal 4-Way, it was an AEW retrospective, so I think the father and son dynamic, to your point, holds more true. Nice drop kick there. Sammy Guevara, of course, has youth and speed on his side. Jericho has savviness and experience on his.
Can we get Sammy Guevara versus Speedball Mike Bailey?
Yeah, take picture. Take picture. Also, I agree. Oh! Yeah, got him in the eye there. Again, you can't show off here tonight, Sammy. You have to put up or shut up. Oh, nice roll up there. Cover. The 1 count. They're able to kick out inside cradle. Hook of the leg. 1 count again. And Sammy going for quick pins here. Oh! Of course, talk about the wear and tear, though, that Chris Jericho has faced his entire career, about how he's reconditioned his body and changed his offense over the years. Oof.
Oof. Those chops in the corner take me back, flashbacks.
There's a lot of similarities you could draw here between Sammy Guevara and Chris Jericho when it comes to their mannerisms and their just over pompous style to hug the spotlight. Double underhook. What is this? Oh!
Backbreaker.
Double underhook backbreaker of sorts. Sammy Guevara
Beautifully
finally
executed.
Yeah, exactly. Double underhook, of course, on the ropes. Went for the wrecking ball, clothesline.
Ooh.
Sammy was able to get out of the way. Jericho right now finding on the back foot. Sammy Guevara looking to pick up speed. Stood 100 for the celebrate. Sammy Guevara flies! Corkscrew tornado wipes out Jericho. Sammy Guevara taking flight.
Throwing him back in the ring, knows that that's the only way that he can truly defeat Jericho and end this rivalry.
Big cross body might do it. Hook of the leg. Position cover. 2 count only. Great move by Sammy, though. Again, wearing down the core. We know Chris Jericho loves to go for the walls. What if Sammy tries to pull out Page out of Jericho's? What if he tries to go for the walls tonight? Instead, might be looking for the GTH. The counter. The callbreaker!
Man, out of nowhere. But look at Sammy rolling outside of the ring. Veteran instincts, getting away from Jericho. Very least getting right to where the ropes are.
Again, the ropes could be your saving grace in this match or in any sort of situation. I would say the ropes right now are literally the guardian angel to Sammy Guevara if he has any chance of beating Jericho here. But again, it goes back to what we talked about, the experience and savviness of Jericho. That one knee cold breaker, might I add, that sent Guevara into the ropes, whether it was inadvertent or not. And right now, Jericho hooking Sammy on the apron. Uh-oh. This is not going to end well. Nothing good happens when you're on the apron.
No, absolutely.
Oh, God!
Oh, Jesus. Vertical suplex off the ring apron onto the mat at ringside. Granted, that is a padded mat, but it is not that thick.
And you wonder who is going to get back into this. Stay tuned as we continue talking to you folks about this match and so much more as we go to Restaurant Quality Picture-in-Picture. Yeah, again, I'm not sure who got the worst of that. Again, on the fly offense by Jericho, throwing Sammy Guevara to the floor. But you see, Jericho might be a little bit more worse for wear. Take a look at the replay here, JJ. Watch what they land.
I was going to say, you would assume off the get that Sammy Guevara would be the one to take the most of that because he's the one the move's being executed on. But you've also got to figure out the fact that Jericho executing the maneuver can't really crink his neck the proper way. If he drops that too quickly, if he lets go too soon, that's a broken neck. And at Jericho's age, you know, the body doesn't heal as quickly and as proficiently as it did when he was Sammy Guevara's age. So you got to be careful with that type of stuff.
Jericho firmly back in control, though. To your point, again, we talk about the wear and tear. Let's not forget, this man once took a friggin' one-wing angel on a stack of chairs. His neck has never been the same since, and he's never taken that move since either. I don't know what he was thinking back at Wrestle Kingdom 12 when he did that. If you haven't watched that match, JJ, you need to.
What was he thinking? He was thinking steal the show.
Well, I'll tell you this much. Considering they literally prelude Kazuchika Okada and Tetsuya Naito, they very well might have done that. Sammy gets back in the ring before the 9 count, and Jericho once again back on the attack. As we take a look at some of the comments here. King with the music knowledge. That is Monteezy Jones rapping Sammy to the ring. That's Swerve's co-host on the Swerve Today podcast. Thank you for that, my brother. King Mike here, Y2J and Sammy. Marshall with a question here. Do you think Jericho will ever put his career on the line and do a storyline similar to Ric Flair 2007-2008, where if he loses our match, he must retire? JJ, what's your thoughts on that? Again, we talk about it's our cradle, it's our cradle. 2 count, as you were.
I could see him doing a loser leaves type of storyline where he would leave AEW and go back to the E for one final, 1 year run before going in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
But I don't know if I would see him doing, if he loses a match, he's got to retire. You know, doing as they said here, the Ric Flair or even Mickey James's last rodeo.
I mean,
you know, You figure Mickey James probably would have lost and retired by this point if she hadn't got injured. It's the only reason she's still going. But I don't know. I could see Jericho doing a thing where if he lost, he would leave AEW. And then, like I said, go back to WWE, get put in the Hall of Fame, do like a 1-year glory run before officially hanging it up. But I don't know about the Flair angle. You?
I don't think the Flair angle necessarily, but I do think he is owed at least one last run in WWE. If nothing else, definitely should be in the Hall of Fame. If AEW grows enough to a degree, I give it 10 years, and they start a Hall of Fame, Jericho should be the first induction, in my opinion. But it also goes back to that whole conversation, chasing the dragon. Again, Chris Jericho is 52 years old and has been in this business now for 32 years. And yes, he's also a full-time music performer, but he also is part-time professional wrestler. He's also been host, podcaster, Jeff knows, of course, cruise line host. He's done everything in and out of the fields of entertainment and wrestling. So it's one of those things where I do wonder what Jericho wants to do. It's like, Spanish Fly! And that'll be the end game for Sammy Guevara to finally beat the Ocho Kid tonight. 2.5.
Always loved that move.
Yeah, and it's so beautifully effective when it's hit, as well as a clothesline where, again, it's not so much the impact, it's the landing. Cover, 2, no.
Yeah. It's one thing to hit that Spanish Fly off of the top rope like most people do, but to kind of just grab him and do a standing one like Sammy did is just a thing of beauty.
Yeah, on the fly, quite literally, as the name implies.
Jericho just showing complete disrespect, pulling him up by the hair.
But again, Jericho said he's not going to hold anything back, and he expects Sammy to do the same. He wants Sammy to bring out absolutely everything. Prove you can beat me. Prove that you don't need me.
Codebreaker!
Sammy! Whoa, Sammy! Cross the cutter, hung both legs too! No!
Not quite.
And again, I was talking about it earlier. Will Sammy go into Jericho's playbook? He did just that. Great counter wrestling. Throwing everything at Jericho and more. I don't think Jericho saw that coming.
No, not at all. That's the best thing about the Codebreaker. It's one of those moves you can just hit out of nowhere, like an RKO.
And some would call it a lung blower if it hit the core, but that was straight up underneath the jaw. And that was both knees that time by Sammy. And now Sammy, Well, we know Sammy is a bit local, JJ, as he goes to the high-risk district. Turn his back to Jericho. Sammy!
Moonsault. Connects, but it looks like he jammed his kneecap there.
Well, again,
on the landing.
The risk of high risk, right? You jam a knee, you tweak an ankle. Adrenaline makes a man do crazy things.
Oh, no question. But this is the type of match that you can't afford that type of injury.
Boom! Otherwise, you get countered to a drop kick by Jericho all before a springboard. To your point, again, Jericho able to capitalize. And now Jericho once again looking for out of the corner. Didn't get all of it. That was big botch. Got enough of it to juggle Jericho's throat across the rope and caught him with that press kick. That was just messy. And again, that also goes back to what we talked about earlier with Jericho and his age. Again, cardio has to also play a factor here. Both of these men got to be running on fumes at this point. They're throwing everything out here. Again, I also got to be aware there's Floyd the baseball bat also in the corner. And Sammy again turns his back to Jericho, looking to go for broke again. Caught him with the cutter!
Jesus.
If slow to capitalize, though, finally goes in the cover, hooks the legs, and nothing, no!
Almost a Cody cutter there off the top rope.
Well, let's not forget Sammy Guevara last took the TNT Championship from Cody Rhodes in a ladder match. And he did a ladder Cody Cutter-esque. And once again, might be looking to put Jericho's lights out. GTH. Oh, Jericho caught it.
Going for the walls.
Or is the Lion's Hammer? We also know he has the high angle variation.
He's sitting, it's the walls.
Yep, that is full-on walls. That is in the middle of the ring. And think about how much pressure on the lower back right now of Sammy after that suplex to the floor earlier. The pain. Will he tap? Will he tap? Can he reverse the pressure? Can he reach the ropes? Again, Sammy, it's do or die. Trial by fire. This is literally your only chance.
Oh, Jericho dragging him back to the middle.
A higher angle this time, too. Look how much Jericho's not, like, sitting so far down in it, trying to turn his body.
Sammy able to roll out of it a little bit.
Whoa!
Just enough leg strength that he can throw him off him.
Yeah, but how much did that take out of Sammy, though? Again, how long you're in that hold affects you just as much as the person holding it on you.
Oh, without question. It takes away a lot of your leg strength. Sometimes it takes a few minutes before you can really get the blood back flowing and circulating in your legs. You got to figure Sammy's just standing there on like jelly legs right now.
Jericho right now and Sammy both looking for balance, both going to the top. Oh, boy. Jericho perched on the outside. It's like King Kong on the freaking Empire State Building. And someone's going to have a nasty fall.
Yeah. Who's going to win, the airplane or King Kong here?
Neither! Jesus!
Another cutter.
Off the top with a cutter, to your point. I don't know if he got all of it, though. He got enough of it as he finally drapes the armor cover. No!
Nope.
Jericho
Aubrey looking straight at the camera, making sure we know that was 2.
Yeah, Aubrey said it was 2. Punisher. Yeah, meanwhile, take a look at it again. Oh!
Jesus.
That was almost like Jericho falling, not on his own demeanor. Face first. After a crazy card like that, Sammy just giving the Ocho just enough reprieve, able to get the left shoulder up before the 3. But you saw how much Jericho was able to actually pick up that shoulder. He's picking it up less and less. So clearly Sammy is wearing down Jericho.
And you got to wonder, though, what it's going to take for Sammy to put him away at this point. What else does Sammy have left?
Well, I know he's also got a springboard moonsault the knees.
Right into the knees.
I was actually going to talk about the 450 splash, which I thought he was going for earlier, but he wasn't able to get it. And Jericho again looking to capitalize. Bulldog! Play it head first.
Jericho going to go for it now. I think he's going to go for the lion salt.
Yeah, he's willing the people on. Come on, baby. WCW called Lion Salt connects. Here's the covers. Enough here. Sammy kicks out.
Sammy was way out of position, though. Did you see how he scooted at the last minute so Jericho wouldn't miss?
Yeah.
Well, Jericho went to the wrong ropes there. He should have gone to the ones closest to us, closest to the hard camera.
You know as well as I do, it's not just the camera, it's not just the referee, it's also your opponent. You have to consider everything and its position whenever you are in that ring on a live stage like this. Oh, God, what a
jumping knee.
Right. Nice jumping knee, as you said. Meanwhile, on the shoulders. Does he got him? GTH connects! Cover the man! What are you doing, Sammy? Cover the man!
Jericho rolling into position there. I think Sammy's got to go put a little bit more of an exclamation point.
Go for broke here.
Do or die. There is no try.
In front of all of NYC, this is truly your last opportunity. From the heights of the Empire State Building here at Opera Stadium, Sammy Guevara looking to ascend. Ocho in the drop zone, shooting. Oh!
Code breaker.
Off the shooting star, code breaker counter. Here's the cover. Now Jericho has done it again.
Damn it.
Sammy Guevara took one too many risks and busted. He put it all out there like you said, JJ, but at the end of the day, Jericho prevails and Sammy is still not ready. Take a look at the replay here. Shooting star press into a perfectly timed code breaker. That is just savviness to the highest degree. We learned how much Sammy Guevara has learned from Chris Jericho, but he hasn't learned enough yet. And we saw that tonight.
Yeah, he should have just gone for the pin after the GTH. He might have actually taken it.
But again, your hubris be your own downfall. Sammy Guevara, I think, let the moment get in the way of the actual momentum, and he had a chance to win here tonight, and he blew it. Blew it! Hey!
Being joined by a special Sith Lord from the planet of Batu there.
I heard you say do or do not, there is no try, so I felt it was an appropriate time to come on in here.
Actually, I said do or die, there is no try, but close enough.
Do or die, yes. Okay, well.
As both men embraced in the middle of the ring after that amazing contest.
Where Jericho once again has beaten Sammy Guevara.
Oh! One-way ticket to Dick Kick City from Sammy Guevara to Jericho.
Sammy! What the hell, bro?
Right in the Judases.
Judas just met Lucifer. Sammy Guevara just unloaded on Christian. And look who's coming down.
Oh, shit. It's Don Callis.
Oh, was the fix in the entire time? You've got to be fucking kidding me.
Wow. Is he truly going to be the next member of Don Callis's family?
Well, we did say Offer Ask Tim. It's all about moments, gentlemen. I think you just got your answer. Look at that. And look at the sense of relief being shown by Sammy. Sammy has turned his back on Chris Jericho and has aligned himself with the Don Callis family. Now Jericho truly is alone. And once again, the invisible hand had a plan. Damn it, Don Callis! Well,
we're going to have to talk about that in a moment, Noah, but we'll go ahead and throw to Jeff real quick because I know he's trying to pop in and just say something real quick.
Yep.
Oh, okay. He's saying stretch. Okay, so the $1 million question then, was that the right decision for Sammy Guevara? The entire time he's been in AEW, he's been clumped in some group or another. Again, the Inner Circle, the JAS. Now he's part of Don Callis's family. Will Sammy Guevara ever truly be able to stand on his own 2 feet? Or is he always going to have to be an underling to somebody?
I think it's still too soon to tell right now, JJ. If nothing else, Sammy Guevara has found a new influence. And Matthew here saying wrong result.
A lot of people seem to be upset in the chat. Matthew, wrong result. Sean, why is Jericho winning these big matches? He should be putting people over. Sammy will remain in Jericho's shadow forever.
Hey.
Finally with the turn there, but Sammy should have won.
I think I agree with that. Sammy needs to be on his own, but it looks like he needs that something or someone to cling on to. It's terrible.
That's something
It's
dark
kid's
side.
talented as hell.
Dark side.
Speaking of, JJ saw pictures in private chat, but handmade by yours truly. Check that shit out, everybody. All right.
Can't see it. There we go.
I know. Hang on.
Oh, wow. A lightsaber.
Yes.
Good.
This is the way.
There you go.
Yes. This is
custom made by yours truly, complete with hilt and the whole nine.
Right on.
There.
That's brilliant.
Thank you.
So if you'd like to help Jeff recuperate the finances he had to spend on that, super chat. It's as simple as
that.
that.
No shit,
Exactly.
Right? Golly.
I don't imagine how much that fit in the freaking wallet. Oh.
Yeah, that didn't put a dent in the wall. That freaking the wallet tinted the countertop it hit. Yes, Purple Saber. JJ was part of that process last night. I took a few different quizzes to try to figure out where I stood, and majority came up purple. So I figured, you know what, I'm going with it. I consider myself a bad mother, you know what, anyway. So why not?
Yeah, no kidding. I don't blame you.
If you know, you know.
There you go.
Yes, I actually have that, Matthew. I have one of those at the house. It is waiting for me to hopefully put the young Padawan at home back through training again, so he can earn himself one of these one day.
Start him on the path to the Sith Empire.
Well, whatever path he chooses. At this point, I'm willing to let him choose. I am I am staying neutral in that I have allies on both sides back here, and I'm choosing to keep it that way. So
That's fair. That's fair. I love your boy. You know he's my Goobian, but the way he's been lately, especially with what I know, he definitely is teetering more towards the Sith side than he is the light side of the Force.
Well, but
you need to redeem young Anakin instead of pushing him.
Just remember, only a Sith feels an absolute. So hopefully he won't be one way or the other. So as far as the question, see if okay. Mom, if you're watching, turn the microphone off for a second.
Uh-oh.
$230 and change.
Damn.
I had approval. But
Is
I still
that
didn't want
with
her
your
wallet and herself
discount?
to have a stroke. So yeah. And yes, the series is good. Ahsoka is good right now. I still haven't watched yesterday's episode.
Spoilers. No.
I'm not.
I'm doing that for the chat room because some of us have not been watching because they're waiting for it all to finish so that they can binge
Yes.
it.
And while we're on that topic, since we have a lull in the action, there is a certain and I understand that he had a rough NFL week 2. Tough shit. Somebody who has been deemed the Meltzer of the multiverse, he's understand that when you post about something on the Book of the Face and it proceeds to comment on your own post with images, the images show up on the timeline. So last week's episode of Ahsoka, if you didn't get a chance to watch and you follow this Meltzer of the multiverse, something dark side will be inflicted upon him for doing this.
Fair enough.
No, seriously, folks. I understand I can easily have come back at me. We'll just stay off social media. I shouldn't have to.
Ding.
Oh, here we go. Well, speaking of the dark side, here comes the BCC.
We already had Claudio earlier. That was our curtain jerker.
What was it?
What an opener.
We already had Claudio earlier. That was our curtain jerker.
Claudio and Eddie opened the show? No kidding.
And your new Ring of Honor champion.
Yep.
No way.
Yep, he did it. He did it. He freaking did it.
You know what? Here, hang on. Let me see if I can do this properly. Hang on. Let's see if I can. I salute Eddie Kingston. I really do.
Hey.
Not happy Claudio lost because I love me some Claudio. JJ knows that better than most.
Yeah.
But you know what? Eddie's on this redemption story. So why not?
I think he finally got full redemption, but I honestly wonder now, is everything fixed? Is he finally got closure? Did he get resolved? Claudio shook his hand and passed off the championship. So does this mean now everybody can just move forward?
Yes, and as I part company and let these guys call this awesome, what should be an awesome international title match, this comment here, this banner, again, the entirety of the multiverse watching this in one way or another. So thank you all very much. We appreciate it very, very much. Oh, geez, got an extreme close-up on my big old head. Good Lord
I did
Almighty.
that because the banner was covering your face. So
yeah.
Oh, okay, I got you. Okay, well here I am. Hi. Okay, there we go.
Hey.
Thank you all very much for watching. I will try to pop in after Dynamite's over, depending on how long you guys go, but I will be en route to Hollyweird after that, so it may not be possible. But you will see me tomorrow, both during and after Impact, because after Impact will be Talk Wrestling for the weekend. So
there you go.
So thank you to Greg and Maddie earlier and Big G as well. And thank you to you gentlemen for calling this. We will see you guys, if not tonight, then tomorrow for Impact 1000 Part 2 and as well as Talk Wrestling. And here comes the beautiful and talented Ray. So I'm going to go say hello to my fellow resistance fighter. You all guys have a wonderful night.
There you go. Take it easy, Meach. Thank you for popping in. We always appreciate you joining us.
Absolutely.
Always glad to be a part of it.
And the fight has already begun here on the entrance ramp.
Just so you know, folks, this is not a New York street fight. This is a traditional, who am I kidding? It's John Moxley. It's supposed to be a traditional championship match for the title of the champion. And Ray Phoenix just flew like an airplane and just crashed into John Moxley on the floor.
Elizabeth, very quickly, you've only missed 2 matches so far. You missed Claudio versus Kingston, title for title, and you just missed I'm blanking already. That's bad because Jeff kind of being here threw me off.
I got you. So we had 2 matches. We saw Eddie Kingston versus Clark Snowy top on our opener, and we just had Chris Jericho versus Sammy Guevara.
Jericho and Sammy. Jesus, how can I fucking forget that with Sammy?
A lot's happened so far, JJ. And to be fair, believe it or not, brother, we just hit the hour mark. Oh! Not to mention all the little vignettes. You got Christian Cage and his death challenge for the TNT Championship at the expense of Darby Allin, trying to end him once and for all. And that's
the bell now officially rings after that prelude of action there.
Well, it's Jon Moxley and a pissed off Ray Phoenix. What do you expect?
That's fair.
I'm just saying. Ray Phoenix got clocked with a crowbar. Would you not want to tear the person apart that did that to you?
Again, that's fair. Looks like referee Rick Knox for the official in this match.
There's another person you're well aware of. Nice sunset flip, the cover, reversal. Moxley, reversal, cover, 2. They're starting off hot, fast, and furious as I expected. Not the Hollywood Cinema Series either. Whoa! Nice handstand, missed the kick, blocked the shot, arm wringer, open palm strike. Don't blink, by the way, folks. This is Lucha Libre at its finest. Ray Phoenix makes the ropes feel like air.
Right.
The way Ray Phoenix walks ropes is death-defying to me. It's ridiculous. Oh, God! And that's just effective fist to face.
Okay, I feel like I got ahead of you again somehow.
Oh, yeah, it buffered for a sec. No worry. As I just saw, curb stop him in the damn mat. Did you see?
Let me know when Moxley starts doing mounted punches.
I got you. And cover, kick out too. And now in the mount position and punch the mount punch. I got you. Very good now. Did you see the way that Ray Phoenix's neck bent on that curb stomp? That's scary.
Yes.
That was
That's what caught me when I said curb stomp.
Jesus. that was brutal. Anyway.
Shades, of course, of Moxley's former Shield brethren, Seth freaking Rollins.
Congrats to Seth Rollins, still, of course, WWE World Heavyweight Champion, and as voted by PWI, the #1 wrestler.
Moxley, number 3, the entire Shield on top.
Believe that. Rebound. Oh! Well, so much for that rewind. That got disconnected.
Yeah, right.
And Jon Moxley right now, just a brawling style so far. Look at the way his chest, though, is already. All the chops so far. How many chests have been concaved in by chops tonight so far? Good grief.
I'm not trying to count.
Good.
Oof.
I'm not encouraging it. Oh. And Ray. Well, here we go, audience. Enjoy your interactive part as you get a Ray Phoenix. And for $10.99 plus shipping, you can take home Ray Phoenix tonight at Bravo Stadium.
Right.
Good grief.
I still want to go to one of the shows at the Lucha Brothers store here in Pasadena.
I think that'd be awesome. Whoa!
Like, they legitimately do shows, it seems like once a month or every other month in the parking lot of their store.
Stop!
Double DDT.
Do they do DDTs like that right from the barricade, chases the Viper with a double bird beforehand?
I don't know. I've never been to one, but I want to go.
Fair enough. If someone knows, please let us know. We would love to hear it. Jon Moxley taking control of the opponent. For those that are wondering what's happening, what the F's happening, it's Jon Moxley versus Ray Phoenix for the AEW National Championship. It's Jon Moxley, Lionel pressing the cover, 2 count. Jon Moxley is the 3rd AEW International Champion in this company's history, and this is his 4th defense in 18 days. Speaking of titles being defended, we still have Saraya versus Tony Toni Storm for the AEW Women's World Championship. And of course, MJF, the Devil, is welcome back home in our action, our main event, defend the AEW World Championship, the Triple P, against Samoa Joe and the Supreme King of Television. And that's still to come tonight here at Offer at Stam at AEW Dynamite Grand Slam. That's been nothing less of a party.
Yeah, for real. This has just been an amazing show. You know, as you said, AEW rarely ever misses when they do stuff. And figure this is just a Dynamite. Yes, it's a special edition of Dynamite, but it's still, this isn't even a pay-per-view. And we've already got this much action going on.
And caught flush with the freaking rebound kick. Roll through
cutter.
Beautiful roll through cutter. Here's the cover. Hooking the leg. New champ. Oh, almost got him. Ray Phoenix, perpetual motion, ascends to the top rope. Big frog splash. There's a covers enough here for Ragdoll. Dose only.
Shades of Eddie Guerrero with that frog splash.
Rey Fenix bringing the Latino heat before the bell. Rey Fenix in fuego, animo. Now Rey Fenix is going to follow up. Oh my God!
Turned inside out by that clothesline after giving the DDP self high five.
King Kong Bundy Lariatos. Stan Hansen would be proud of that. God. And that's one way to turn a luchador from 100 to 0.
Right.
God.
And Matthew Moxley still hasn't started bleeding yet, so you know.
Look,
I don't know what your bet of time was, but you probably lost if you thought that he was going to bleed early and quick.
I think there's certain opponents and certain dynamics where you expect Moxley to bleed. This wasn't one of them for me. Although wait a minute. Oh, well, I might have spoke too soon. I thought I was going to go for DDT. Never mind. I'm good. I would not think John Moxley would have a reason to bleed tonight. I mean, again, Rey Fenix just pissed off because he got a crowbar to the head. He just wants to take John Moxley's head and his championship. And speaking of taking John Moxley's head, Rey Fenix on the top rope. God! The leg drop on the back of the head with a draped over John Moxley in the barricade. Can Rey Fenix get back into this? Stay tuned. Restaurant Quality Picture in Picture. Jesus.
Good God Almighty. As we get a brief commercial here for some of the new AEW action figures coming soon.
Hey, look at that. Banda Rosa, Penta Miguel, Rey Fenix. I guarantee you that was in respect to the fact we are now in Hispanic Heritage Month. And to all those Latino and Latinas, this is your month. God bless you.
Cheers.
There you go. Which is gracias. And of course, again, look, for those that don't know what I'm talking about, you'll know when the star of the show arrives soon enough for the women's championship match. Oh, kick to the midsection. DDT!
Going for the cover.
Is enough here. Deep stack. Look at both legs. Sit on the cover. 2.5.
Just sitting on his chest there. Jesus. And again,
yeah, think about how much that took out Rey Fenix. Not only the DDT on his head, but the fact that his chest is being concaved in under John Moxley's weight. That's a 220+ pound man on your body.
Granted, but I'm sure Rey Fenix is kind of glad it wasn't Samoa Joe or Keith Lee or somebody like that sitting on his chest.
That's fair enough. And again, Samoa Joe will be on our main event. Keith Lee will be involved in Collision, renewing hostilities, it seems, with our old running mate from Ring of Honor, Shane Taylor, and the newest member of Shane Taylor Promotions, Lee Moriarty. The match is not yet official, but soon enough, JJ, you'll be basking a little bit of one glory on Saturday nights. Again.
I like Keith Lee. Granted, I don't know a whole lot about him, but what little I saw of him on the main roster in the E before he left and came to AEW and what I've seen of him in AEW, I'm a fan of the big man.
Bask in his glory, for he is limitless.
I mean, granted, the Bearcat thing was kind of stupid, but you know what? He's recovered from it beautifully and doing some big things. Oh, Jesus, that spike pile driver from Moxley to Fenix.
Got all of it. Here's the covers. Enough here. No.
Nope. Come on, now it's commercial. It's not going to end in the commercial break.
I'm just going to tell you this right now, JJ. There has been, in the history of AEW, one match that has ended during picture-in-picture.
Really?
And yes, it was a match that involved Orange Cassidy before his title run.
Oh, okay.
But yes, one match has actually ended, I kid you not, during the picture-in-picture. It was a long time ago, though. So while the Blue Thunder Bomb never wins a match has actually ended during a picture-in-picture. How about that? Oh,
there you go.
I still stand by the fact that Konosuke Takeshita will be the first one to win with a Blue Thunder Bomb. Mark my freaking words.
And we're back live.
Capacity crowd on hand. Dynamite Grand Slam. AEW International Championship on the line. John Moxley defending against Rey Fenix.
Ooh.
And Rey Fenix still very much in this fight. Again, you talked about the power driver earlier. Look at the way he held him. Oh, God. Damn, type of the top of his head. Just spiked him like a railroad spike. Rey Fenix right now, dangerous position. Second rope. John Moxley might be looking for paradigm shift. Avalanche DDT. Double underhook from the second rope. Shout out to the person in the polka dots in the audience representing Dusty Rhodes, if you will. And Rey Fenix, look at that. Almost stop!
Almost a coup de grace there, bouncing off of the top rope there before delivering it.
And look at the way he bounced up to the top rope from the second as he drapes the arm. Cover 2. No.
Moxley kicks out.
Again, not enough byway on the cover. That was just instinct. Look, the bounce up, the stop. And he was slow to capitalize and just draped an arm into it. And now might be looking for a power driver of his own. Maybe
if he had gone for a better cover, he might have actually got it there.
And Moxley again raising Ray Phoenix up. Ray Phoenix again finding back. Both men jockeying for control here. And Ray Phoenix in the ropes. Ooh, the body shots. Oh! Quick right there to the side of the head of Ray Phoenix. And now both men out to say, oh no, what the hell is going to happen here? Oh,
curb stomp.
God!
Jesus, again, this time on the entrance ramp, which again, LED ramp, as you pointed out earlier.
Yeah, count to 100. John Moxley, take the count out at this point. Ray Phoenix might as well be dead.
Well, but if he's dead, may as well roll him in the ring and just get the 3 count. Why count to 100?
I guess that's true, too. At this point, it doesn't matter how you win. And now again, dribbling into the stage, and once again, holding him up, making him think about pile driver.
Letting the blood rush to his head for a good few seconds before spiking him.
Cover 2, it's not over. Wow.
And again, not enough.
I'm kind of surprised by that, if I'm honest with you.
Mox has got to be wondering what it's going to take now to put Phoenix away. Like, this dude is showing so much heart. A heart of a lion, heart of a champion.
It goes back to that animal spirit, that lucha libre. Oh! Again, Ray Phoenix, yet to be a champion, singles champion, in AEW. Former AEW Tag Team Champion, former Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champion, former AAA Mega Champion, currently held by Hijo del Vikingo.
AEW Trios Champion as well.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And meanwhile, off the top rope, beautiful!
Gorgeous swanton there, again, with that jump up to the top before bouncing and hitting it.
5 minutes carry.
Ooh.
And pile driver sorts, falls in the covers, and not for a new champion. No! Wait a minute.
Wait a second. That was shenanigans. He did not kick out. That should have been a 3.
Hold on. I didn't wait. Well, the match continues. The Ray Phoenix going to go for it again, once again. Jesus! A second pile driver cover. 2. Ray Phoenix has done it! What? Damn.
Wow.
Another
2 title matches, 2 new champions. Rick Knox botched that first pinfall attempt.
And botched the second one. Ray Phoenix has done it. Ray Phoenix is the new AEW International Champion. Where Penta failed against Orange Cassidy, Ray Phoenix succeeds in Opera Ash Stadium. Ray Phoenix has done it. I'll be damned.
I honestly can't believe it, Noah. And you just had finished mentioning how he had yet to become a singles champion in AEW. This just goes to further my point, though. How long has Moxley held that title? Like 2 weeks tops?
17 days.
Yeah. Okay. So not quite 3 weeks yet. This match could have been Orange Cassidy versus Ray Phoenix. Orange Cassidy could have put the belt on him. Moxley didn't need the title.
It almost made me wonder at one point, was an audible maybe called? Like, was there an injury that we didn't see? Because
I definitely think so, because you saw the agents and the medical staff ran out there to check on Moxley. They're still hunched over him. That's why they're not showing him.
Yeah,
they're showing Ray Phoenix and forgive me, Alex. What's his name?
Alex Ablehantes.
Thank you. They're just focusing on them. They're not showing Moxley.
Well, as we wonder what's ahead for John Moxley, let's go ahead and hear from Samoa Joe. Oh, boy. Oh, Max!
That's definitely an upset, Elizabeth. But like Noah said, I think that was an audible.
That's audible.
Called.
I think that's audible. Oof.
I agree, Matthew. That did completely take away from the ending there with that botched 3 count. But still, the fact that Ray Phoenix did it, which nobody thought he would do.
No.
I think that was huge for him. Kudos to Ray Phoenix. And the BCC is 0-2 tonight.
Bryan Danielson's going to be pissed.
Samoa Joe talks about his upcoming title match against the devil himself, MJF, in his home of New York City.
And this time, Samoa Joe's not looking to take MJF's future. He's looking to take MJF's championship. Samoa Joe said, I'm going to take everything from you. Everything. And right now, what means everything to MJF? The Triple B. AEW World Championship main event still coming tonight on AEW Grand Slam. So as we're on commercial and you already talked about these comments, yeah, let's think about that. So again, TV show, but 2 title changes. Incredible moments. Eddie Kingston winning the Ring of Honor World Championship, Carl Castagnoli, and Jon Moxley. And I'm pretty sure that first power driver was not executed properly or somebody misinterpreted, because it was a problem that Jon Moxley maybe had a concussion, because I don't think he was going to respond. Yeah, I think that was definitely audible there, JJ. I think Jon Moxley legitimately got hurt.
And we will definitely keep you guys up to date as we try to get a report, figure out what happened to Mox. That way we can update you. If we don't get a report to you tonight, look for us to give it to you prior to Impact 1000 Night 2 tomorrow.
And stay tuned, folks, of course, as we are not stopping here anytime soon here at the Multiverse Media. Tomorrow will be coming to Impact Wrestling Part 1000 Part 2. Friday will be coming to AEW Grand Slam. 2 nights, folks, on your Friday night. And then me and JJ will start our journey to 40 as we look back at every WrestleMania, God help us, in WWE history.
Yeah, that's going to be insane, watching the first 2 WrestleManias and filming that content as we lead into WrestleMania 40 next year. I think Jeff and I did the math, and we have to start on February 25th or something.
Yep.
So that every day we get a new one, not even counting the content and the watch-alongs that we're going to do normally for March.
Yeah.
So much coming. But while we do have this quick lull, while we are caught up on the comments, let's go ahead and show everybody everything else that's going to be watch-alongs right here across the multiverse of media.
What I got?
And we always talk about lately whether or not NXT is becoming a third brand, LOL, third brand. But no mercy, you've got Becky Lynch versus Tiffany Stratton. You've got Dominic Mysterio versus Mustafa Ali. You've got Braun Breaker versus Baron Corbin. So you've got 4 main roster talents coming down to NXT for this PLE. And you very well could end up with Pete Dunne versus Noam Dar for the Heritage Cup. And this is all in addition to Ilya Dragunov versus Carmelo Hayes for the world title. So definitely looking like trying to position it as a third brand with all of that main roster talent coming down for this PLE.
Okay, we'll see how the execution goes, and we'll see how that, balances things out. If it tries to compete with Raw and SmackDown and turns into an impromptu Survivor Series Battle of 3, we'll see. But the card on paper does sound interesting, although, again, Ilya Dragunov, Carmelo Hayes, got enough right there because I respect those 2 talents tremendously. Speaking of 2 talents, as we are learning, JJ, as we come back to Upper AEW Dynamite Grand Slam this Friday on AEW Grand Slam Rampage, it looks like there will be a tag team battle royale to determine new number contenders towards MJF and Adam Cole's Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships, and they will get the match at Wrestle Dream. You got the Righteous, you got the Best Friends, and it looks like you got the Hardys so far involved in this multiple team dance. But before we get there, that is Friday night. We still here are with you on Wednesday night as it's once again time for the portrait of a star to take center stage as Tony Storm now looks to once again reclaim the AEW Women's World Champion. Okay, JJ, I'm going to shut up. You take it away with this theatrical entrance of the illustrious Tony Storm. What the hell am I watching?
I love this. Tony Storm may have lost her ever-loving mind, but goddamn, if there is one woman on the AEW roster that could get away with this old-school Hollywood presentation, it is Tony Storm. Chin up, tits out, and watch out for the shoe. She is just pure comedy. And you've got to look at somebody like a Britt Baker and wonder, what in the fuck is this bitch doing? This has got to be going through the women's locker room. Even Teenage Train hitting us up with it. Chin up, tits out.
This is not noir. This is not the 1930s. This is not Broadway. What the hell has happened to this former World of Stardom champion? She's lost her ever-living marbles.
Matthew saying this is the best version of Tony Storm. And from what I've seen of her, it is hard to disagree.
Oh, God.
And here comes the champ.
From 1 year ago, making her AEW debut to 1 year later, taking place center stage as the AEW Women's World Champion, truly is now her house. Saraya, the AEW Women's World Champion, Ruby Soho in the corner. This is her first defense since winning the title at All In. I cannot believe what the heck is happening in front of my screen.
See, and that's more of a reason why I don't think she's losing it here tonight. This is her first defense.
Yeah.
I don't see her losing it until not all out, botch, Full Gear at least. I'm still trying to get a handle on everything with AEW, but yeah, I don't see her losing it till Full Gear at least. Got to do it at a pay-per-view event. She just got it at All In. Not going to lose it until Full Gear minimum.
Yeah, Tony Storm just posing in the corner, preparing for action as we wait for the bell to ring for this AEW Women's World Championship match. And to your point, again, you think about how many singles matches Saraya has had under her AEW career, even before winning the title.
Bell rings.
This is going to be a real test for her as well. And again, we talk about the history with these two. I mean, literally, Tony Storm and Saraya started the Outcasts together. Recently, after AEW Full Gear, after Saraya got her first ever singles win against Heartbreaker DMD on pay-per-view, and just slapped the red lipstick off of Tony Storm with that.
And another one.
Okay, now the drama might set in for Tony Storm.
The third one, Jesus. But Tony looks like she likes it. She looks like she's laughing at it.
Tony Storm just went from drama to psycho. I got it. Oh!
Almost Harley Quinn-esque in that smile after that third one.
And look at her slap the tits off Saraya right now as Ruby Soho up in the opposite corner.
Ooh.
Oh, God, clock. Oh!
That was all it took. Tony Storm took her attention off of Saraya for that quick second to address Ruby Soho and caught a kick from Saraya when she turned back around.
What a fresh kick, by the way. Again, Saraya told Renee Paquette, after tonight, Tony Storm will truly be left with nothing. And
friendly reminder, Collision this Saturday, Grand Rapids, Michigan. If you're in the area, get your tickets. Check it out live.
And we won't be covering that, folks. If you want more coverage of AEW stuff, Super Chat's as simple as that. Oh.
Yeah, absolutely. We don't do the weekly television shows on a regular. We only do it for the special events. Yeah. We're not necessarily opposed to doing this on the regular, but y'all going to have to pay for it.
JJ, why did Tony Storm just roll underneath the ring?
Because why not?
And meanwhile, once again, being pulled out here. And Tony Storm, what the
She's got the shoe. Watch out for the shoe.
You can't.
Chin up, tits out, and watch out for the shoe. And she is just beating the crap out of Ruby Soho with those shoes.
Well, that's the most effective flip-flop I've ever seen in my life. Eat your heart out, Chakala. Might I add, she has a high heel in her back. And I don't know if Saraya's aware of it. Oh!
Referee out of position, though.
Damn it! another 2-0 like this.
Nope.
Oh my God.
No.
I can't believe that almost worked. We almost had 3-time AEW Women's World Champion. Watch out for the shoe. Can Toni Storm once again see something more precious than an Oscar? Stay tuned. I have to go to Restaurant Quality picture in picture. What the hell's happening with my life?
Honestly, I don't know. Toni Storm setting Saraya up for that Randy Orton-esque DDT off of the middle rope there onto the LED ramp.
That ramp has seen enough bodies tonight. I'll tell you what, dadgum. And look at Toni Storm. I don't know if she's shocked or in awe. You tell me.
Little column A, little column B, actually.
So we're talking about leading actresses, right? Where we're talking about Broadway or Hollywood, and then we're talking about actresses that may have lost their marbles or have their ego way too far up in the spotlight. So how many mid-sized Marilyn Monroe can we put with Toni Storm right now? She looks for another DDT. I'll wait for the chat to fill in my question here. Oh, God. And again, we're talking about the surgery repaired neck. Here's a cover. Take up both legs. No. Jesus. Ay, ay, ay. All right. And what we got going on here during the commercial break?
Apparently, Keen A-Train says that Cassidy Haynes from Bodyslam.net tweeted that a whole bunch of security guards oddly posted up down in the corner, and he's there live for this match.
Again, is there
makes us wonder and speculate if we could get a little Monet in the Bank debuting here tonight.
I'm just saying. Don't rule it out.
We both talked about it in the pre-show. It was 1 year ago that Saraya debuted. Toni Storm was the champion, and now Saraya is defending her championship against Toni Storm 1 year later. Could we get another top-name female debut tonight?
Could we get another title change here on what has been definitely a night of shockers and surprises, to say the least, as AEW Dynamite Grand Slam continues? Toni Storm perching Saraya on the top rope here. Again, we talk about the history with these two, and the fact they haven't even collided with each other before AEW. As JJ alluded to, Collision will be this Saturday from Grand Rapids, Michigan. I'll be seeing my first ever Collision live soon enough next month right here in Toledo, Ohio. Can't wait for more on that.
Nice.
And of course, on Collision, we know we have AEW Tag Team Championships on the line in the first ever singles match with Jay White versus Andrade Idolo, and still more to be announced. And Saraya just clubbing away at Toni Storm. Someone tells me Toni Monroe is going to need to go to more than the makeup room after this bout.
Sunset flip, power bomb.
Got all of it as she crawls into the cover, middle of the ring, hung on the leg.
No, not quite. Elizabeth read an update on Moxley saying that apparently he was able to walk out under his own power. So that's good. At least.
Thank goodness for that. I appreciate
Hopefully
that.
It's not super serious, but still we're waiting to get more of a update on what happened with Mox and if he is truly all right.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how you feel about a character or a human being. You have to consider the fact that the individuals here risk limb for limb in a moment of mistake or notice, permanent injury.
And to think, he didn't even bleed in that match.
No, he didn't. I told you, 8 out of 10 matches, John Moxley bleeds. The more you know. And right now, I know this. Toni Storm is wailing away at Saraya. Apparently did not like her last casting call alongside her. Toni Storm about to literally lose her extensions. And what again? Wait a minute. What she look?
Ripping the pad off.
Well, remember what
sheer brutality and strength of Toni Storm. Something I think a lot of people undervalue her at. Take her for granted for that raw strength.
And once again, Toni Storm with the spray paint in hand, and Ruby Soho taking it. Let's not forget, Ruby Soho had a chance to become TBS champion, but Toni Storm cost her taking the spray paint at All Out. And meanwhile, right to the face, and look at her hook her up. Rampage! It's a rampage at Grand Slam. Saraya defense.
Toni kicked out. Wow.
I'll be damned.
Saraya is beside herself. She thinks that should have been it.
And so does Ruby Soho, for that matter. Both women are apoplectic. The final act has not played out yet here in this AEW Women's World Championship match. How about a competitive bout? Take a look at the replay here, JJ. Got a full dose of that. And planted on her head with Rampage. 2 9/10. She kicked out. Stephon Smith in perfect position here as Toni Storm driven face first in the top turnbuckle. The bottom turnbuckle on that corner exposed. Remember, Toni Storm tried to use that to her advantage at AEW All In. Oh, it's Saraya, though. Again, that is her former friend. Saraya cannot do it. I respect that, but at the end of the day, what matters more, friendship or the championship, you know? I mean, at one point, wait a second. Toni Storm blocked the boots. And Toni Storm letting it go down. I guess the friendship's not completely gone with these two. Oh, what the hell? Okay. So she's, Storm Zero, covering too soon, a kiss.
No.
Oh my God. I thought we had an encore. Toni Storm as the new AEW Women's World Champion. How in the hell are both these women still in this? Uh-oh.
And Tony showing no mercy, putting Saraya into that corner that she ripped the turnbuckle pad off of.
The surgically repaired neck, JJ, against exposed steel, about to be thrusted with the toughest cheeks in the business. Oh, God, no. God, no. Oh! Toni Storm's posterior hits the steel. And Saraya, once again, looking towards the Rampage out of the corner! Here's the cover, too. She's done. It's over. Saraya retains. Damn. A lot more personal history definitely played out in that bout, JJ, more than I expected. For somebody playing a leading actress, I think Toni Storm fulfilled her role. She just didn't leave with the gold.
Nope, she was denied the Oscar for this performance. Maybe next time.
Maybe she'll thank the Academy, though, for the chance. But meanwhile, 1 year later, Saraya defends successfully in what truly is her house. Saraya still our AEW Women's World Champion. And in Saraya's word, Toni Storm now left truly with nothing. And the thing, we thought we would never see Saraya wrestle again, let alone be a champion. Here she stands in 2023, AEW Women's World Champion. This descent of madness, though. How much farther can Toni Storm go? And you see the Ruby Soho and Saraya just leaving her. They're not even going after her post-bell. They're literally leaving her behind. Well, Saraya right now, one defense underneath her belt. Who else will step up to Saraya? Oh, that was a good match there. That was a really good match. I enjoyed that. Well, as this night continues to unfold, let's not forget this Friday, JJ, we'll be covering Rampage Grand Slam, already now known. It's Darby Allin and Sting versus Christian Cage and TNT champion Luchasaurus. Again, can Christian Cage get it done with his true partner? In mixed trios action, it'll be Orange Cassidy, the FW champion Cook, and TBS champion Chris Statler taking on Anna Jay, Daddy Magic, and Cool Hand Ange. Of course, the star of the show in 2.0. Winner against the Rail Bar World Tag Team Championship match of Wrestle Dream between the Kingdom, the Hardys, the Writers, the Best Friends. Fatal 4-way, number one contenders match. Who takes one step closer to better than you, baby? We also will see Santana return to action this Friday on Rampage Grand Slam, straight out of the NYC, Boy Nasty. And of course, the AEW Trios Championships will be on the line as the Acclaim and Daddy Ass defend against Dark Order. Alex Reynolds, John Silver, and Evil Uno. Can they get it done? And also this Friday night, Sky Blue goes one-on-one with Julia Hart. Julia Hart with eyes on Chris Statlander's prize. Makes me wonder if the house will rise again. Rhea Bar with six-man tag team champions will be on the line as well as the Mogul Embassy. Brian Cage, Bishop Khan, and Toledo defend against the Humbucks, Heyman Adam Page, and the Young Bucks. No strangers to those titles. Speaking of titles, it is official. Christian Cage throughout the challenge. It is accepted. Darby Allin has one last chance in triple threat. Luchasaurus, Christian Cage, Darby Allin, TNT Championship this Saturday on Collision. And as I said a moment ago, it is Switchblade Jay White goes one-on-one for the first time ever against La Sombra, Andrade, El Idolo, Tranquilo, or Breathe. RVD returns to the ring. It is home state. The whole effing show returns this Saturday night. And the AEW Tag Team Championships are on the line as FTR defends the gold against the Workhorsemen, JD Drake and Anthony Henry. Again, can they keep up their winning ways? Top guys stand victorious, or will they be dethroned? And then Texas Death Match, that'll be absolute conclusion and certainty. as Ricky Starks goes one-on-one against the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. And then this coming Wednesday on Dynamite, the Go Home to Wrestle Dream. Hangman Page and Swerve Strickland put pen to paper. It's a contract signing, and the Elite and the Mogamisi are banned from ringside. Speaking of Wrestle Dream, as we'll cover here 1 week from Sunday, it is, of course, official. We know it will be Swerve Strickland taking on Hangman Page for the first time ever in one-on-one action. If FTR continues their winning ways and hold the AEW Tag Team Championships, they will defend the titles against Aussie Open. And also made official the Dream Match. Who is the best technical wrestler in the world? The American Dragon Bryan Danielson, the NWA World Television Champion, Zack Sabre Jr. But before all that comes ahead, we still have our main event. As coming up next, the Devil is welcome back to New York. MJF defends the Triple B against Samoa Joe. And that is your Dynamite Grand Slam main event.
All right, Jesus. Noah with his Excalibur impression there.
Yeah, but not as quick. I actually speak like a normal person. But anyway, if you know, you know. Let's go ahead.
So in the chat room, Marshall says, Saraya is still the champion. Do you think she deserves the title? Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I've said it for a minute. I don't think she's going to have a long run because I don't know. You know, we know that she's been cleared. We know that her neck is holding up. We know that she's allowed to wrestle, but we don't know how long she's going to be able to hold out. I don't see a long-term reign, but I do see her holding it until at the very least full gear.
Well, again, we talk about long title reigns. MJF has had the title for quite a period of time, but does it come to an end tonight? MJF, Samoa Joe, our main event is up next here on AEW Dynamite Grand Slam.
I still think Mercedes in AEW is a lock. They wouldn't have shown her at All In if she wasn't at least close to signing a deal.
Or at least
she's still injured ever since what was it called out here? Wrestle
Dream.
The New Japan show was called Wrestle Dream? Resurgence. Thank you.
I got you, brother.
Yeah, she's still been injured ever since Resurgence back in May. We don't know the extent of the injury or a return date, but I wouldn't expect to see her debut prior to her being ready.
Same. I feel you tease it. Like, again, you have her at these audience at these major shows. Have her in the audience at Wrestle Dream, or show her at Wrestle Dream, or just drop her name. Tease the idea. Leave us thinking. But until she is 100% clear, do not bring her into the actual product. That's my thing. And thank you, Matthew. Again, I just love doing this. And yeah, King, as we just said, I don't think she's clear yet either. Again, that was a nasty injury she took in that one match. Now, that's a big question because, again, JJ, we did see an audible. We started the show off with a major, I would say, upset. I did not see that coming. We've had 2 title changes tonight. Samoa Joe has been absolutely dominant. And right now you have this whole conflict. MJF, our scumbag, the Devil, Adam Cole's best brochacho. They are the Ring of Honor Tag Team Champions. Something's got to give before 2024 in this bidding war. Samoa Joe has been absolutely dominant. It's fitting that this is the main event. It's the one match we haven't talked about. So I leave it to you, my friend, before we come back here, and you know what I'm going to leave you to do. Does Samoa Joe win the AEW World Championship?
No. I think he can win the match without winning the title.
DQ.
DQ, count out something. Now, I did see a report earlier in the day. I didn't actually click to read it to get more information, so take it for what it is. But I saw somebody post that Max is injured.
Ooh.
If Max is legitimately injured, then yeah, they could pull the trigger, take the belt off of him, because better to do that than to do another interim champion.
Don't say that word. It's cringe. Continue.
I know it is. But that's why I say, if Max is legitimately injured, pull the trigger, let Joe just decimate him. Take the title.
Well, I mean,
as it is, we've got 20 minutes left, so it's still going to be a decent match. It's not just going to be like a 2-minute squash.
Oh, hell no.
But let Joe just own Max if he is legitimately injured. If it's not severe, if it's workable, Max retains. Doesn't lose it until full gear. again, I don't mind if Joe is the guy to dethrone Max, because if we're being honest, I think Joe was going to eventually dethrone Punk for the Real World's title.
Agree.
So I don't mind seeing Joe dethrone Max. 2 caveats, though. He's got to lose the Ring of Honor TV title first, and I would rather see him do it in LA. Jesus Christ, with the Bret Hart intro. This is fucking awesome.
Yes! The homecoming hero. Give the kid the Burberry scarf. Again, this is bizarre with AEW.
Giving him his scarf instead of the sunglasses.
This is MJF's home turf. This is where the devil is worshipped as a deity.
Yeah. Dad, I'm adopted?
Gasp.
That's jacked up.
That's our scumbag. And he is better than you, and you know it. Donning the colors tonight of his home crew. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Multiverse Stadium. Welcome back to New York, not Long Island, but state-wise. The devil, your AEW World Champion, Maxwell Jacob Friedman, MJF.
Yep, the color scheme on the Tron, very New York Mets, very Buffalo Bills. Definitely a nice little nod there.
And I think Samoa Joe, at this point, again, the momentum has been with MJF as he wears both sets of gold tonight, JJ, since becoming the AEW champion, and has only further elevated since aligning himself, I would say, with Adam Cole. One half of the Rhea Barber Tag Team Champions, of course, defending in a AEW retrospective Pillars Fatal 4-Way 63-man Ironman Classic against the American Dragon Bryan Danielson. Last year, defending the title and the reign successfully against Ricky Starks. And, of course, most recent defending against Adam Cole at Wembley Stadium. Let's go down to Justin Roberts for the introductions. This is our main event.
Very quickly, Elizabeth says that WrestleVotes posted a photo of Renee, Claudio, Yuta, and Tony outside of Moxley's trailer, hoping the injury isn't too serious, but seeing a photo like this makes me think otherwise.
Oh,
and Keen A-Train says the belief is that Mox may have suffered a concussion.
That's what I was
PW
thinking.
Insider.
That's what I was thinking.
Thankfully, a concussion isn't that serious. It is serious, don't get me wrong, but it's not a broken neck. We're not talking possible paralyzation. It's a concussion. A little bit of time off. He'll be able to recover from that, no problem.
Mm-hmm.
So, as eerie as it is to say, hearing that it's potentially a concussion is good news because it's not worse than that. But again, we will still keep you guys up to date, and if anything more breaks, we will let you know. Better Than You, Baby, again, in the Mets colors, Buffalo Bills colors.
AEW singles record this year, JJ, of 7-0-1, has yet to lose a singles match this year in AEW. JJ, this is our main event, and our referee, of course, senior official, Paul Turner. This is for the richest prize in this company. You know what to do.
I do know what to do, but unfortunately, my woman has gone to bed, so I'm going to need you to take the James announcement here.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is AEW Dynamite Grand Slam, Offer as Stamp, Capacity Crown in hand, main event, Maxwell Jacob Friedman defending the goal against Samoa Joe. Here we go! You see the kinesio tape heavily on the neck of MJF after being dropped 7 damn times, it seemed, against Adam Cole in the main event Wembley Stadium, and then further exaggerated at AEW All Out against the Dark Order, and almost muscle bustered by Samoa Joe. That neck, there's no way that neck's 100%. Oof. And MJF has to be aware that Samoa Joe knows there is a target on him. Again, JJ, the history of these two goes back to NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 2. It was August 20th, 2016 that MJF played a simple security guard escorting Samoa Joe to the ring. And that simple shove hasn't been forgotten since.
And which version of NXT was that, Noah?
My NXT! Damn it! Black and gold. Oh!
Jesus, just that snapmare over Joe's shoulders. You see Max already holding his neck.
And Paul Turner could call this match, to your point, as you talked about earlier. Paul Turner calls the match. Samoa Joe leaves AEW World Champion.
I could be wrong. Somebody who knows better correct me in the chat, but I believe 31 was Mike Piazza's number when he was on the Mets.
And stay tuned, folks, for more on your Mets and other sports news on the Sports Bar with Statboy and Dory Lou. And I'm not sure about that myself. Oof.
If somebody in the chat knows and can fact check me there, I'd appreciate it.
I'll also try and look that up too, because I'm sure we'll get Wrestle Quality Picture in Picture. As we know, this match does have a 6-minute time limit, and this match will stay with the duration if it goes beyond the 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time TV slot. We will stay with this match until there is a definitive finish.
Keen A Train telling me I'm correct. Thank you very much for that, Keen A Train. Appreciate it.
Leave it to my all elite brother with the sports analogy, just like he always has the analogy on the Bucks footwear. Stay tuned for more of that this Friday, folks. And you see the cravat right now. Again, Samoa Joe working the neck, cranking the neck and the head of MJF. MJF pulling elbows. Oh, God.
Again, just throwing Max back on the ground. You can see Max favoring his neck. So there might be some truth to the reports about him being injured, working injured. The question is, how severe is the injury? Is he overselling to throw Joe into a false sense of security, or is it really that jacked up? Ooh.
Big boot and the
senton. And then the senton.
The classic Samoa Joe cover hook in the near leg, 2 count only. And to your point, JJ, let's think about this. MJF has put his own knees on the line during championship matches. We saw him put his neck on the line against Adam Cole. At Double or Nothing, we saw him put his wrist on the line. Is MJF truly anywhere right now at 100% with the toll that this championship reign has taken on him?
That's a fair point. And now being double champion, he's got to work even more. You figure when he first started his championship reign before this unlikely babyface turn, becoming the people's scumbag, Max would pick and choose when he wanted to work. Very rarely would he work on a TV episode. He would save himself for the pay-per-views. Now, ever since teaming up with Adam Cole, becoming better than you, baby, and you know it, Max has been working a lot more often. And now as Ring of Honor Tag Team Champion, as well as AEW World Champion, he's upped that workload even more. So the injuries are going to pile up and become more prominent as a result.
Yeah, I think the energy to his neck came more prominent. Did you see the way Samoa Joe spiked him? Remember what happened the last time Samoa Joe spiked him? MJF was literally cringing. He said he had a stinger. He had dead nerves. He couldn't feel his arm. And the way that whiplash, again, to your point, the head and the neck, we know for sure that his neck is compromised, if nothing else. And Samoa Joe is fully exploiting that. MJF hasn't been able to get out of the gates, or should I say the pitcher's mound, since the start of this match. Got one cheap shot in, and Samoa Joe just dropped him. And to your point, MJF has been, like you said, back-to-back pay-per-views. He's defended the title now on Dynamite, on Collision. Let's not forget, during the Canada tour, he defended the title against All Ego Ethan Page. He's defended it now against, like I said, Ricky Starks, Darby Allin, Sammy Guevara, Jungle Boy Jeff Perry, Bryan Danielson, Konosuke Takeshita in an eliminator. All Ego Ethan Page, and Adam Cole, to a degree, twice. And he also overcame the Ace of New Japan, Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Yeah. Let's not forget about that. And a guy like Joe doesn't need to do much to be dominant. You know, he is the irresistible force. He is the immovable object. He is a walking brick wall. Max just trying to charge him is going to knock Max on his ass. Joe isn't going to go down unless Joe lets Max take him down. And that's why he's being so dominant in the early goings of this contest. It's going to take a lot for Max to get Joe off of his feet.
It's going to take more speed than that.
Yeah, and once he does, if he does not stay on top of him and capitalize, the World Championship could very easily slip from Max's grasp.
The Triple B that Jacob Freeman has said means absolutely everything to him. Samoa Joe, a trained, calculated killer who's always been dominant wherever he's gone, exploiting the weakness of his opponents physically, mentally, and emotionally. Again, Samoa Joe has been the reigning, I believe now he's the longest reigning Ring of Honor Television champion in history. 526 days, 14 defenses, most recently against Rocky Romero. And we are back here at AEW Dynamite Grand Slam, Opera Stadium. That was our last commercial break, by the way, folks. Wrestling Quiet Picture is done. We will stay with this match now for the duration of this broadcast, and there must be a winner. Again, we talked about the dominance of MJF and his run as AEW World Champion, but also his manipulative nature every way possible, finding a way to win or skip. Might need to find a skip out of this. If the Muzzle Buster hits, we're guaranteed a new champion with a backslide, the cover, the rollout, 2 count only.
There we go. Max was able to counter it, reverse it, super kick to the face. He needs to not let Joe get back to a vertical base.
Yeah,
this is bad for Max.
You're not going to win the striking game against Samoa Joe. I mean, again, you were surprised that Shane Taylor took Samoa Joe off his feet. And even then, Samoa Joe was able to immediately put him to sleep. Samoa Joe rocked, though, a bit wobbled on spaghetti legs. I know that's still a heavy thing to say when it comes to Samoa Joe, but that's what Jacob Freeman got a chance here. Oh, God!
Not what I was expecting. I was expecting that signature Joe scoop slam with Max coming off the ropes like that.
And instead, he literally just jacked it and almost took his damn head off. Take a look at the replay here. Wham! Again, what is the fate about a clothesline, JJ? It's not the impact, it's the landing. How did Max land? On his damn neck.
Yep.
God,
ripping the shirt off of him now.
I don't think, as a California boy, I think Samoa Joe could care less about New York.
Oh, just blowing his nose in it. That's going to fire Max up.
We all know the short fuse of our generational talent in this AEW World Champion. 8 years in the game, might I add. And again, he became champion at the expense of Jon Moxley and Lord William Regal. It was Lord William Regal that recognized his potential in the first place, that got him that role as a security guard for Samoa Joe in that little NXT vignette. And Maxwell Jacob Freeman falling up the forearm. Samoa Joe once again countering, though, looking for the clothesline. MJF getting out of the way. Big right to the back. And now just trying to delete Samoa Joe, wailing his head away. He said, and remember the promise MJF said, JJ? He promises to choke Joe out. At this point, he better hope he survives against Samoa Joe.
Right.
And wailing away, 10 shots overhead as the audience counts along. Wait a minute. Oh, and trying to take a bite out of the Samoa submission machine. Whoa, lands on his feet. Nice agility.
He's teasing it. Is Max going to get the kangaroo kick here?
I think he's in the moment, JJ. I don't know if this is why.
He hits it.
Are you kidding me? And a kip up.
But Joe rolled to the outside. The veteran instincts by the Samoan submission machine, not allowing Max to capitalize on it. Yeah, he got the kick. Yeah, he got the kip up. But he's not able to take advantage of the situation. And you see him holding his neck, Noah.
Yeah, I'm about to say adrenaline only works for so long, JJ. You know that. Wait a second.
Mm-hmm. Once the adrenaline wears off, you start to feel that pain again.
Yeah, and MJF right now trying to ignore the pain, trying to thrive off it. And MJF picking up speed from the other side of the ring, might be looking for a dive. Didn't get it. Got a boot to the side of the head.
Going for that suicide dive that Adam Cole has inspired him to do.
Fireman's carry. God!
Right on the ring apron there. The edge of the ring, the hardest portion.
Death Valley
And Joe
Driver.
is cackling like a supervillain.
You know Joe likes inflicting pain on his opponents, and he loves this. Did you see the way that Death Valley Driver was on the neck and spine of MJF on the apron? For those that don't know, that's the hardest part of the ring, braced by wood and a steel beam. Covered by Joe, lateral press, new champion, nearly crowned 2.5.
The eerie part of all this, Noah, is that 6 months ago, possibly even less, Max would have been cackling at something like that too.
Yeah. And if, again,
but now that he's become the people's scumbag, oh crap, Joe has a table.
Well,
this is not going to be good.
That Paul Turner needs to be aware of what Samoa Joe is doing right now. Again, Samoa Joe's said he's looking to take everything from MJF. And why MJF said the title, the Triple B, means absolutely everything to him, I think Samoa Joe's looking to take more than that tonight.
Hey, if he can put Max through that table, it's got to be over because of the way his neck is. Oh! Uranagi through the table. To my point.
Yeah. I was about to say, you didn't even finish your point for Samoa Joe for this hiss.
I didn't get to finish my point. Joe made a point.
Joe delivered it. You were trying to state it. Point taken by both of you.
And throwing him into the ring now so he can get the pinfall. Can't win the title on the outside.
But Paul Turner, senior official in AEW, he will show a fair bit of leniency to both champion and challenger. Here's the cover hook, and then you're laid by Joe. And never know. MJF still alive in this war, and I say war quite literally. Again, we thought Samoa Joe would have a run as WWE champion. We thought he would have a more dominant run as NXT champion, former Ring of Honor World Champion, former TNA Heavyweight Champion, TNA X Division Champion, reigning, defending King of Television, dominant Ring of Honor Television Champion.
Noah, he just peeled back the pad, exposing the floor, the concrete.
Let's keep in mind where they're at, KJ. This is a tennis stadium. Oh boy.
Let's also keep in mind the fact that they moved the announce table, so they're right there.
Yeah, I don't think Samoa Joe wants to use the announce table, though. I think Samoa Joe wants to do something even more tough. And remember, that announce table is braced by a steel beam, as we learned. Oh, and MJF trying to bite the knee.
Yeah, but look at Joe with his strength putting pressure on Max's neck.
And MJF might be looking to put pressure on Samoa Joe's neck. Can he lift him up? Again, the strain. Too much to bear. That gets in the midsection by Samoa Joe. Oh, God, no. No. Oh, God.
Pile driver on the concrete.
He's dead. That's it. We got a new champion. He's dead.
And Joe smirks.
I think I know who the real devil is in AEW. MJF isn't moving. We got Doc Sampson and medical personnel checking on our AEW World Champion. Paul Turner might need to call this. Towel cannot change hands, though, via count out. Samoa Joe's got to be aware of this, too. MJF's not moving at all after that pile driver on the concrete.
Mm-hmm. Medical team down at ringside. Checking on Max, but Joe's saying, nah, it isn't going to be like that.
Yeah, Joe's going to make sure that there is a decisive decision, a conclusion, whether the people want it or not. The true devil you didn't know, trying to destroy the world scumbag. Cover 2. No!
Max kicks out. Joe is pissed at this point.
You
can see the look in his eyes.
Yeah, how the hell is MJF still in this? Look at this replay. Watch the way his neck concaves, by the way. God! The chin compressed underneath his neck. I mean, again, it's like a grass surface. I know it's like freaking AstroTurf or whatever, but there's a spin panel and no give there and no cushion. At least the padding protects the floor, but gives you a tiny bit of cushion. There's no cushion there.
The only cushion, Noah, and I hate to say it, was Samoa Joe himself.
Oh.
Thick thighs save lives.
Yeah, MJF, though, again, how far is he willing to sacrifice his life for the Triple B? You saw that last act of defiance spitting in the face of Samoa Joe. Still trying to stay in this fight, Samoa Joe. Whoa, what? Up and over. Didn't go. Wait a minute, I'm up some MJF. Power bomb, sit up, cover, turn to return. No! Whoa.
Shouldn't have even been a pinfall count. Joe's other shoulder wasn't down. It was draped over Max's leg.
Yeah, referee out of position as he only looked at the good shoulder, but some MJF was able to get a 2 count out of that. Ridiculous show of strength and perseverance. What a power bomb. Again, was that the last Hail Mary MJF had? Fans chanting, this is awesome. And Elizabeth for the point here. No one wants to see a referee stop. No one wants to see a referee stop with this. You kidding me? This is AEW Dynamite Grand Slam, Opera Stadium. This is MJF's homecoming to New York as the AEW World Champion. You know he is not going to let this match end any other way without a decisive decision. More so now with his relationship with Adam Cole. He knows there has to be a winner, and he's damn sure going to do everything possible that he is the one that leaves tonight, the champion. Nice
Absolutely. And Matthew, thank you for answering Marshall's question for me. I was about to get to that, but I appreciate you getting to that for me in the chat room.
Looking for his own sleeper. Samoa Joe counter, though. Kakina clutch might be in. Meanwhile, Paul Turner.
Oh. Low blow while the referee was caught up there.
Yeah, mule kick right where the sun don't shine, and Paul Turner cannot call what he can't see, but I do see a piece of bling on MJF's finger
Dynamite
in the
diamond
100K.
ring.
Dynamite. Hey, JJ, he's our scumbag, right?
Absolutely.
Do what you have to do to win. Perseverance. Whoa! And wait a minute.
And now the ref sees it. Beautiful move by Joe. Now trip to Dick Kick City.
Oh no!
Muscle Buster.
And got hurt, JJ. Muscle Buster connects. Has the cover.
One, two.
No!
Joe cannot believe it. How many people has that Muscle Buster put away, Noah?
How many people has that Muscle Buster put away with a cover by his neck, JJ? Even less of a number.
Max is still in this.
How the fuck is MJF still alive? I understand New York is where you have to hit it big or you go home. Oh, Kakita Clutch, though, might send MJF night. And it is locked in. Was that MJF's last preserve? Was that his last breath? Is Samoa Joe going to finally take everything from him and take the AEW World Championship? MJF is fading. And Paul Turner right now lifting the arm. That's one. If it goes down 3 times, we got to do it. Wait a second.
Here comes Adam Cole.
Adam Cole. Trying to wheel him on. At ringside with a double clothesline jersey. Number 31, by the way. Go buy it today at shopaew.com. If it goes on again, we got a new champion. Is this it? No, it's not. The will of the people.
It dropped about as far as it could without being out.
The will is Bertaccio. And once again, biting the arm of Samoa Joe. Eddie limb for limb. There's a roll through. Stack on 2. No. Again to kick out. And again, MJF looking for his own super hold. We saw Wardlow submit Samoa Joe earlier this year at Revolution for the TNT Championship. JJ Paul Turner from the outside of the ring. Adam Cole, though, up in the apron. Whoop, distract Samoa Joe. Meanwhile, MJF, what the MJF got there? Is that a ring rope? That's a tag rope. He's really using a tag rope to choke out Samoa Joe. This is brilliant. And it's wrapped around the neck. Paul Turner doesn't see it. Paul Turner's being attended to. Samoa Joe's gone to sleep. This could actually happen here. Samoa Joe's out. Call it, Paul. Call it. He's out. He's out. That's it. MJF has done it. MJF retains. Hooker by
what a finish.
And trying to hide the evidence underneath his armpit. The AEW World Champion. Still this day, the people's scumbag, New York's own Maxwell Jacob Friedman, and Paul Turner trying to Adam Cole hiding the evidence now. I mean, to be fair, Adam Cole had every right to get involved in this after Samoa Joe put him to sleep. I say just desserts on Adam Cole's behalf. And MJF proved once again that he is better than you, baby. MJF is still the AEW World Champion. Hook and by crook, the people's scumbag prevails and puts Samoa Joe to sleep. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Oh, wait a minute. MJF standing in front of Adam Cole after going for a war. You got to imagine Joe is furious right now, JJ. Or maybe does he respect that? What? Oh. Look at that. The hand.
Yep, Joe extending his hand. Realizing that he would have done the same shit.
Exactly, JJ. Exactly. 7 years. The kid's grown up. Samoa Joe. Respect shown to MJF. MJF, you have arrived. And MJF still lives on as our AEW World Champion. Good Lord. Yeah, I agree, Elizabeth. MJF passed the test. Remember what Rey Amigo says? You still have a lot to prove. How much has MJF proved in the last 2 months alone alongside Adam Cole, JJ?
He's come a long way. He's come a long way. Much respect to MJF. We talked about on open mic night a while back how his title reign got off to a very rocky start because everyone was waiting for Punk and Max. And it didn't happen because of Brawl Out and then all the shenanigans. And it wasn't really until his Iron Man match with Bryan Danielson earlier this year that his title reign started to get taken a little bit more seriously. Then there were a few more stutter steps. But ever since hooking up with Adam Cole, man, Max has really gotten to another level, and I'm enjoying the Devil as the champion.
The Devil you didn't know you wanted. Still the face of AEW. Still our AEW World Champion. And still better than you, baby, tonight at Arthur Ashe Stadium. As MJF closes out AEW Grand Slam in what truly has been what the name implies. For the Grand Slam Renegade of Wrestling, JJ Williams, I am the Seminole Foster as we leave you tonight for the NYC. We will see you tomorrow night for Impact 1000 Part 2 and Friday night for AEW Rampage Grand Slam. MJF is better than you, baby, and you know it. Still AEW World Champion, and AEW is the home of professional wrestling. Thank you once again for tuning in. What a show.
Yeah, damn right.
Congratulations, MJF.
Congratulations, MJF. Congratulations, Saraya, on your retention as well. Congratulations to Ray Phoenix, brand new AEW International Champion. Congratulations to the Mad King, Eddie Kingston, for becoming the new Ring of Honor World Champion. Lots of good matches tonight. All in all, I think everything kind of went the way it should have. While I do still feel that Eddie should have gotten the belt on the final battle stage, I can't be too mad at it.
I agree.
Ray Phoenix definitely still seems like an audible, waiting to get more results and updates about Moxley. Hopefully we'll have that when we go on the air tomorrow prior to Impact 1000.
Right.
Marshall, I do see your question here. I did talk about it briefly earlier, but yeah, I didn't see Joe winning tonight. If he's going to dethrone Max, I see it at Full Gear in LA. Joe being a SoCal guy, Ultimate Pro Wrestling, graduate. I see him having that moment as close as Tony can get to his home as possible.
Again, let's also keep this in mind, JJ. MJF's title run will have reached 1 year in length. That is longer than the current reigning longest AEW World Champion in history, Kenny Omega at 346 days. With the wins tonight, MJF now will see day 307 as AEW World Champion. If he makes it through Full Gear, he has literally been a champion for a full year. And will he still have that priceless chip in the self-proclaimed bidding war of 2024? There is still a lot left on the table to be figured out when it comes to not just the future of AEW, but overall the future of Maxwell Jacob Friedman, MJF. All we know for sure is that tonight he was better than you, and you know it.
Baby.
Woo.
Man, okay.
What a show. That's professional wrestling, damn it. Gotta love this shit.
Absolutely. And as Noah said, tomorrow we've got Impact 1000 episode 2 coming up. Going to take to the airwaves 7:45 Pacific, 4:45 7:45 Eastern, 4:45 Pacific. I hate that Jeff puts the Eastern time on the graphics when we are a West Coast based company, the Multiverse of Media. Like, I get there's a lot of fans on the East Coast, but like, we are based in the West Coast. It should have the West Coast time.
I agree. You should have Pacific and then Eastern. Doesn't most of TV does that type of stuff? Like, time zone. So, note to self, producer man,
yes.
Put both time zones. Start with yours and then put Eastern just to cover all bases. Thank you. Anyway, continue.
Yes, make sure you tune in tomorrow. Night 2, episode 1000, 4:45 Pacific, 7:45 Eastern. There's a lot of good stuff on the agenda tomorrow night. I've been working on the graphics, getting everything ready. We've got Josh Alexander versus Trey Miguel, Jake Something versus Dirty Dango, Eric Young versus Kenny Keene, Ultimate X. We've got Trinity, Jordan Grace, Mickey James, Gail Kim, and Awesome Khan versus Deanna Perrazzo, Tasha Steeles, Giselle Shaw, Savannah Evans, and Angelina Love. Plus, we'll find out the results of Feast or Fired and so much more.
As, of course, we are bound for glory.
And then we will be back on Friday, Noah and I again, 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 Pacific, for a 2-hour special Rampage Grand Slam, where it looks like the order of business for Rampage Grand Slam is going to be a lot of trios matches. 3 trios matches. Ring of Honor's trio titles is on the line. AEW trios title is on the line. And then the mixed trios match as well.
And the Fatal 4-Way, number one contendership for the Real Barba Tag Team Championships. And we will also learn why, Sammy, why are you truly with the Don Callis family? Or was this just an inside deal for one night only? Not to mention what else might be ahead for Collision, including the fact that Christian Cage has dropped a Hail Mary of a triple threat TNT Championship challenge for Darby Allin to not only overcome his Ryan Destruction, but the self-professed face of TNT himself. So a lot ahead.
Absolutely. And so much more in store across the multiverse of media. I'm not going to spend all night going through it because we do want to try and get to bed. We got work in the morning, got to get up, get the kids to school.
And we don't want to be repetitive with the same stuff that we're going to say after each show because, again, we're back here tomorrow night and we're back here Friday night. So with the stuff being more like, content, just build library type thing and maybe members exclusive, maybe we'll break down everything after our Rampage thing Friday. I think that's the best time.
Agreed. But what I do want you to plug really quickly, good sir, is this right here.
Yes, folks, as always, the brainchild, my simple YouTube channel, me and the Renegade will be back with who knows who, bringing discussion and predictions to you on City Predicting. NXT No Mercy is officially Friday, September 29th, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific. That is Simply Predicting for NXT No Mercy. Stay tuned for more on that. Wrestle Dream is tentative 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The following day, I will have that graphic made official by my cohorts here soon enough. As again, the wrestling's not stopping anytime soon, as neither is Simply Predicting.
I'm just waiting for Jeff to put the times on it. I've got the rest of the graphic for Wrestle Dream ready to go, but Jeff is the one who put the times on that graphic because he was able to come up with a cool little font that popped. So I just need him to do that for Wrestle Dream.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to what else they booked for that too. And again, you want to connect with me, folks, follow me. It's simple. On the YouTube, on the Twitter primarily. If you want, you can try the other stuff too. It's all under and Foster 1916. And again, Facebook, truly it's simply about family. Protect your mentality. Treasure your families. All right. So that's up to you if y'all do that. But again, and Foster 1916 to follow me and the Simple Man's brand.
There you go. And we are going to conclude it there. Thank you very much to everybody who tuned in.
Absolutely.
If you guys enjoyed the presentation, please make sure that you guys super chat, leave a super thanks or a tip on the videos now that they will be up and, able to be watched on demand. For the West Coast Professor Jeff Meacham, the man whose name is on the marquee, for the simple man with the spectacular voice, Noah Foster, I am the Grand Slam Renegade, JJ Williams. That's a tongue tire right there.
Right?
And we will see you guys tomorrow for Impact 1000 night.
Have a good night, folks. Oh, good Lord, this business is crazy. I love it. Impact's every